Hello?
Yeah, we're going live.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
We're here.
Hopefully this is all behaving properly now.
I hope so.
Let us know if you got us.
People's computers are mucking up today.
Are they?
Well, I mean, Steam wasn't happy with us earlier, and now YouTube's not happy with us now. Like, look, I'm just saying, technology is at our throats.
Nobody is happy with us at any point in history.
It's true. I've never been happy in my life, so it makes sense.
Speaking of not being happy, hello, welcome.
Yeah,
This isn't
welcome.
This isn't the
Hello.
death of the Reader affiliated stream.
No, definitely not.
This isn't anything in particular.
Yeah.
What the fuck
wow.
is this, Ben?
Okay, this is vaguely murder mystery related. So this is Betrayer. I'm gonna let you all know because the people deserve to have the truth. We got to yesterday, we were like, what the hell are we gonna stream tomorrow? And I was like, I have two games that I think would be cool to play. There's the Sexy Brutale, which is like a puzzle murder game, but you don't really like solve who's doing the murders because it's like explicitly obvious who's doing the murdering. It's just like how to prevent it, so that's fine. But I wouldn't be able to play it because I've already played it before.
Yeah.
And I'd mostly just be sitting back and watching you play it and throwing commentary at it. Or we could play Betrayer, which is a first-person action shooter with horror themes. But the thing that I kind of am interested in is that there's a lot of kind of connective tissue between this game and Obra Dinn, and I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because this is a game that is incredibly cheap. It is like $5 if you're in America, a little bit more if you're in Australia, Like, it's incredibly cheap online right now, wherever you want to get it. But it has a lot of ideas that are just off being fantastic. And Fear, because this game was made by a lot of the developers who made the Fear games, or at least the first Fear, from Monolith Games or whatever. Like, that game also had a lot of weird ideas, but it came together. And this game is just shy of being like what its visionaries dreamed it to be. Now, well, the one thing you'll notice about this game is that it starts off in black and white with splashes of red. There is an option to change that, but let's get into the game, I guess. We're officially past the 3 o'clock mark.
We're officially past the 3 o'clock mark, so we can begin.
We'll get into it, and I'll kind of talk about what this game is as we wander around. Because it is a very atmospheric game. It's not a lot of, like, strict plot, I guess. Black Powder Games production. Just like the smoking car guys. They did one game, and then I don't think they made anything else after Betrayer. But yeah, it's a freaky horror game, so if you don't like skeletons and ghosts and stuff, then watch your butt. Get out of here. Craig Hubbard, a true friend. And I think we should also talk about Ladies in Red at some point, because that seems to be a trope of, like, mystery stories. The Lady in Red is, like, a harbinger of, like, bad things, but also they're always, like, the focal point of a given mystery.
Yeah.
There's one in The Last Express, there's one in this game. We're already in. There's one in the Sexy Brutale, although that's more associated with, like, blood specifically. I don't know why. It's just red seems to be the color of fucking mystery in these games.
I mean,
like,
the one
Ladies in
that
Red.
immediately comes to mind to me is, of course, the lady in the red dress scene from The Matrix.
Yes, exactly. Because, like, red, like, Ladies in Red can sort of symbolize, like, seduction and that sort of thing, and trickery and stuff. But not always. And I think it's just interesting that it's a trope. It's a trope that we have to deal with. But yeah, here we are. This is the game. I just picked up some stuff. I thought there was an introductive cutscene, but I think I've gotten this mixed up with Divinity Original Sin, which has a little boat cutscene before you, like, wash up on the shore. I think that's what I was thinking of.
Apparently they've ported Divinity Original Sin to the Switch, which blows my mind. I don't know how you'd fit that game onto a Switch.
Oh, where's the thing?
That's right, I'll get you.
Get me the sound. Volume up. It's already better. Thank you.
Also, oh my
This is
goodness.
Nothing.
No, this is not Mist.
No.
Mist is still images, pre-rendered CGs.
Yeah, this is moving, guys. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this grass moving. It's like the same blade of grass. Like, those are the same. But, it's still grass. It still counts.
Even the, like...
Even if they're, like, the same.
Even Mist 5 and Uru, which are the two Mist games that are, like, in a 3D space, have just a completely different 3D aesthetic to, like, the rest of the series. It's really interesting.
Yeah. This game is... I've already figured out how to do that game. This game is it's almost like a survival game in some ways. But there are murder mystery elements, and we'll kind of get into that once we find our first like, town. where we will learn how to speak with the dead, because that is a thing that we do in this game.
Wow, spoilers!
Spoilers! It's gonna be great. I hope you're excited for, like, the weird shit in this game. There's also, like, a lot of stuff in this game. It's a very much focus on, like, exploring and, like, the atmosphere and collecting a bunch of different stuff. Sup, nerd? How you doing? Watch this. It's pretty fun. Bye, nerd. Yeah, as I was saying, the lady in red. I do not know who you are or why you've come here, but you should turn back, lest you become trapped in this place as I am.
Is the stream unlisted? Oh, the stream's unlisted.
I was telling you. You were like, it's gone live. And I'm like, I don't see it on the channel. Now we know. It's unlisted. Y'all entire nerds. But yeah, like, this game is very kind of experimental, as I was saying. It isn't as tight as Fear, but it is definitely unique. And the color palette is just one of many strange decisions. There's also a little bit of Resident Evil 4 in here. Oh, well, I definitely should have read that. In any case, we're at the store. Oh my god, I've got something in my throat. I'm so sorry. And we can buy stuff. I don't think we will. Can I, like, access that note? Here we go. Let's see if I can access that note, because I just skipped it. It's not great. Well, whatever. In any case, there's a merchant here who's gonna, like, help us out, which is nice. Traveling merchant named John Howe who bought us weapons and equipment. And, yeah, there's a whole system here where you can, like, scrap stuff for coin and, like, buy stuff from this unseen merchant, which is very similar to some of the stuff in Resident Evil, where you just, like, collect treasure and trade with strange merchants and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. Let's get forward, shall we? Let's get to a town. And hopefully not get ambushed. That would be unfortunate. Here we go. Whoop.
Can someone let me know if the stream's gone to public now?
That'd be great. Thanks, guys.
I can't do this while Ben's got the damn game.
It's true. I can't give up control. I have become the computer now. So, because your well-being is important to me, both physically and sentimentally, I feel I should advise you that enemies are easiest to slay if you catch them unawares, for their rage makes them stronger. Shots to the head will also inflict more grievous injury than those to the trunk or limbs. Please rely on me whenever you find yourself in need of deadlier implements of warfare. Cordially, John Howe, Merchant. I really enjoy the writing in this game. It's supposed to be set in 1604.
Yeah.
In, you know, America. Like, oh, howdy. Speaking of, there's our first enemy. Dead. Oh, not dead.
Uh-oh.
The opposite of dead. Got him. And if you're saying, is that a Spanish conquistador?
I wasn't saying that.
Well, I am saying that. This is a Spanish conquistador. Those are our, like, main enemies in this game. You fight pretty much exclusively supernatural. In fact, I'm going to say exclusively supernatural creatures in this game. You fight
That's terrifying.
Ghosts and, like, Spanish conquistadors driven mad and all sorts of nonsense. It's very weird. Oh, there's a note here. The weapons you recover from slain adversaries are generally poor quality, being both feebler and more cumbersome to employ than you may desire. The weapons I offer are guaranteed to do more harm and do it faster. It's true, I did murder that guy. And there's the map of Fort Henry, which is our first destination in this game. Let's go. Now, I did want to show off, now that we are in a new location here. The game is designed to be played in black and white with the splash of red. It's very cinematic. But you can, in fact...
you might have to do it from the menu.
Oh, we have to do it in the menu. Well, that sucks. Well, maybe I won't show it off right now. But if you go to the menu, you can change it to just be displayed in full color. And maybe we'll show that off in a little bit. It was remiss of me not to mention that enemies are more likely to discover you if you're moving, so stealth mechanics. Use the wind to your advantage. Gusts will mask your footsteps. From John Howe, the merchant. Loot and stuff. Can I smash this? You know what? I definitely should have been smashing those boxes earlier. That's unfortunate. I've also managed to pick up a tomahawk. This game's kind of designed... you can see in the bottom right, I have 100 health, obviously, but I also have 16 out of 16 ammo. There's a maximum amount of, like, arrows I can carry. Let's get this guy. I miss. That's not good. Oh, come on. There we go. Much better.
Oh, look at you wasting arrows.
I know. Well, I'd already knocked the second one just in case the first one didn't find purchase. But I collected again. You can see I have 16 ammo again. And that's one of the kind of, in terms of the FPS mechanics, that's one of the kind of core features of this game, that most ammunition can be recollected. In fact, I totally didn't pick up my tomahawk. Let me go grab that real quick, if I can find it. Because they're actually quite useful. Tomahawks can kill enemies with one hit if you hit them right in the chest area, if memory serves. And I have played this game a long time ago, but I picked it up. But I don't really remember it. I remember this opening area.
Yeah.
But I don't remember how the story like ends or anything. It's been like 6 years or something.
Well, it did come out about 7 years ago. So
well,
that sounds about right.
Yeah, I believe it would have been 7 years ago then, because I played it either while it was in beta, or maybe as soon as it released, and they patched a bunch of stuff, including the ending of the game. They actually changed it to like add some stuff. Spooky Ghost Town.
Woo!
Unlocked the Fort Henry destination. Let me see.
What's the ETA on Doggo Picks? 7 p.m.
Flex.
Sunday, the 2nd of May.
There you go. 2nd of May. That's today.
No, that's 2 days from now.
Okay. Examine a small trowel well suited to breaking up soil. It's a good thing I read quickly, because I'm using that keyboard that requires an area touch to activate, and I hit F accidentally. There is nowhere for me to rest my fingers. That's how this keyboard feels. I hope you know that, Chrono.
I do. That's why I don't use it. You're too prissy to get used to my better keyboard.
There we go. Get fucked, Ash dude. Glues! The Ash figures. Figures that appear human but are only Ash and Ember.
Well, clearly this is a sequel to the Fallout hit classic Fallout 76.
That sounds right to me. Cue to close. I never actually played that. I heard there was a plague in there somewhere. Here we go. According to our prisoner, the Spaniards seek to destroy settlements that might be used for privateering against their treasure fleets, and will surely come at us again. We need reinforcements. So that's another clue we can kind of use. You can drink from a water skin. Oh, thank God I found the water skin. So now I can heal whenever I want. But again...
And whenever you don't want.
It's true. I mean, actually, that's not true. I can't use it right now. I'm at full health, so I can't actually use it. Found a charm of soldiery. Let's equip that. So that is going to make me reload weapons 5% faster, apparently. Let's scrap. There we go. That's nice and simple.
Good work.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, you know, we're just drinking in the atmosphere right now.
Is this game more like a story told through its environment kind of thing? It's interesting.
It's a bit of both. Its storytelling is very strange. It very much relies on you just like looking at the world and like taking shit in. Like, there's not a lot of music in the game, or voice acting. It's mostly reading notes and, I mean, well, let's see what happens when we put this giant ornate bell on this. I'm sure nothing weird would happen if I were to ring this. Oh, that's not good. So now we're in Evil Land, which is exciting. Mm-hmm. And now we have the trowel. We can dig up an eyeball. A human eyeball, though it feels more like a stone, is strangely heavy and warm in your hand. It seems that you can see things you couldn't before. Such as this ghost over here. So we walk up to the ghost. Unfortunately, we can't hear what he's saying.
So we've traveled back in time, but not entirely.
Maybe. Maybe. Good guess. And now we have an ear. So now we can hear what they're saying. Though you mouth words, no sound issues forth. So now we
gotta find some lips.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that would also be pretty useful. Unfortunately, we can't dig this up right now. There's also some sort of, I guess, Metroidvania elements where you have to, like, come back with different gears and, like, find better treasure and stuff.
Well, it didn't seem to be, like, a terribly big map, so...
Well, this is only one map, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Indian king, whom they call a Werowance, was much pleased by our gifts of tools and trinkets and gave us... Oh, well, I hate your keyboard so much. Give us an abundance of corn and bear meat, which is an excellent victual, apparently. It's terrifying. And these are all the different, like, tutorial stuff, I guess, just in case we forget how to play the game. Here we go. This should be a tongue. A petrified tongue. It too is heavy and warm. It seems you can now speak to those who couldn't hear you before. So now we can speak with this ghost that we can both see and hear.
Heavy and warm.
Yeah. Oh, also there's some loot up here. Let me just See, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this shit. Indian arrows that were most likely intended for the head of a sentry. So then we could pick up those arrows and use them, of course. Let's see what this guy has to say. Where is Martha? Oh, God. Why did it have to be Martha? Who is Martha? Who is Martha? It's his wife. Who are you? I am Captain William Eastgrove of the Oberdin. Where did you last see her? On a hillside, we were sitting together. I was holding her hand, talking about our son. I shall find her for you if I can. So these are... Ah! Hello. I hate to interrupt, but who are you talking to? I was speaking to a wraith named William Eastgrove.
Oh, just a wraith, you know. I'm
fine.
Comfortable
I'm
and okay with this concept.
Totally sane. But I see no one. He appeared in the dark when I rang the bell and vanished when daylight returned. In the dark? How can that be? The sun has not moved in the sky. Are you certain of what you saw? I couldn't see him until I found this weird eyeball. That is an unsettling discovery and an odd thing to pick up. What do you want to say?
I definitely find the tongue more unsettling.
Okay. You didn't lick the wraith, I hope. Though I confess I am suddenly curious what one might taste like. Who the fuck are you, lady? I can't remember. I am sure that I lived here, for this place is familiar, but it's like a dream I can't quite recall. Do you remember anything? My sister. I have been searching for her, but I can't remember her name either. Perhaps she is hiding from the Spaniards, for they seem more beasts than men. Spaniards? I have seen none but you since I woke in the forest days ago. I assure you that there are no Spaniards here, not anymore. What do you want to pick, Felix? You're in charge. I don't remember if these conversation options actually change anything.
Neither do I.
But I'm down for you to pick them, because this is fun.
Let's go with...
yeah, they seemed real enough. Okay, they seemed real enough. Like the darkness and the wraith. What did he want of you anyway? He's searching for his wife. I would help you find her, but it is hard to track what one cannot see, and I must seek my sister. Please let me know if you see her. We are twins, so she should be easy to recognize.
But how do we know it's not you?
We don't know. This is the problem. This is the problem with these fucking twins. At least we've been prepared for them.
That's true.
Do you think this mystery follows Noxian rules?
I don't think the Noxian rules had anything about a tongue in them.
No, or ghosts. I don't know. Maybe. Where shall I find you? Let us meet in this fort for now. I should also like to learn the outcome of your search for the wraith's wife. The wraith's wife, I can't help but worry what's become of her. Very well. Listening will lead you to areas of interest. You will find different locations in the normal world versus the other world. So listen in both. We're not going to do a lot of that because otherwise we'll be here for fucking ever. There is a ton of stuff in this game. Let me see if I can... Yeah, look at this. All these little dots are like something important or loot worthy. It's too much. It's too much stuff. So we're pretty much just going to be following the main quest line and helping out the wraiths.
Oh, this is interesting. So you can actually pick which on the side are showing up.
So
on the
let's take everything off. So just notes, just loot chests which have coin in them, totems. We should probably do totems. Buried treasures, wraiths, and shadows, which are all important things. And then show all.
And hide all underneath that.
Yeah, I think we'll just leave it off. I'm not super worried about that. We'll just kind of explore the game and then there's the world map, which look at how fucking big this thing is. But yeah, and I believe if we go show all over here, we can't see anything because we've already done everything over here. So there's nothing to find in the coastal path anymore. We found everything except for the stuff that was in those boxes, which I definitely should have looted, but I did not think about at the time. So. I think we should just fucking get these totems, probably. That's probably the first thing we should do. I believe these are places that you, respawn at when you die. So, we should probably get those. Alright, let's listen. Hold on. Let me put in my right headphone. Let me listen. Okay, here we go. I hear it. I hear something. Coming from this direction. That's loot, but we can't get that yet. Okay, here we go. I don't know if we can do anything else with this lady right now. Hello. We'll do it for a time. With the naturals, there were skirmishes. With other people, no, she can't see the ash people. I've seen no such thing as an ash person. The other we can do is we can ring the bell and go to the other world and see if there's like another ghost we could chat with. Which I'm going to do. I hate that so much. Hello!
Pretending not to see what messages.
What messages? What are you guys up to? Oh, G-Chan's fawning over me. I can see. It's okay, you don't have to respond, and I'm busy playing the game, so it's fine. Definitely don't want to fuel any sort of flames on this show.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that I'm too dumb to focus on more than one thing at once anyway.
That's an unsettling sound. Okay, let's go.
I believe. You'll survive.
So you can hear how it, like, gets louder in this direction. So let's see what we got. Sorry, what? It's not a good sound. Is it a baddie? Sounds like a baddie. I don't know where they are, though. What's that? Is it a baddie, or is that a... I think we can talk to that. I think that's not going to kill us.
Good luck.
Okay, no, we're good. Yeah, this is a wraith, and he's standing next to his grave. So let's see what he has to say. Or a shadow, rather. What has roused you from your slumber? I am sundered and cannot rest. Profaned, defiled, robbed of my head by a demon who means to wear my skull as an ornament.
That sounds grim.
Yeah. So in order to restore that being to, like, who they were, we have to... John Scrivener, killed by a Spaniard. We have to go find their, like, their head and bring it back. Which is awesome. Yeah, I really enjoy the sound design. Yeah, what do we call you? J Cole W11. Let's call you JC. JC, I love the vibe of this game. I personally think it gets a bit repetitive if you try and do everything in the game. It's got that kind of vibe to it, but I really love the atmosphere and the look of this game. I think there are a lot of really cool choices. Like, look at these trees and the way that the shadows, like, move. Because, like, they're still being, you know, impacted by the light and, like, casting shadows and stuff, but it's, like, all foggy and stuff. I love it. There are a lot of really smart decisions being made to limit the, like, the graphics load, I guess. Like, the amount of stuff they have to render, while still making everything seem really, like, atmospheric and cool. And, yeah, here's a bunch of different gravestones. Mary Barnes... Edward Barnes, who died at age 6.
This is made by the same people who made the original Fear.
Yes, which is, as I said, it's an incredible game, but in some ways is kind of slapped together. It's a bit janky. Ship's boy, age 12, found dead. It's fucked up. Nathan Lambton, murdered by a Spaniard. Edmund Percy, killed by a Spaniard. The Spaniards are a problem, apparently. Let's go to this...
You're allowed to say that? The Spaniards will come for you, Ben.
I know they will, but I will never suspect them. That's the important thing. Yeah. Oh, I heard that. Hello. I almost want to disable these health bars.
Is he throwing the arrows back at you?
No. I don't know what they're throwing. It's not good, though. Whatever it is. I almost want to disable the health bars. Let me see if I can, because that takes a bit of the tension of the fight away. And we have Death Loot Drop disabled. Death Loot Drop just means that when we die, we lose all our loot. We have to go find it again. Yeah, that's right. That's what we want. Everything else here I think is fine. It's just stuff that'll help us play the game more efficiently.
Do you like efficiency?
I do, surprisingly. I am the one who constantly complained at my friend when we were playing Resident Evil 4 when he would just use, you know, actually let's, hey dude. Come over here. Oh my god, he just hit me. That's right. Yeah, he's actually a very good shot. I'm gonna just kill you. I was gonna say let's, like, figure out what he's doing, but I think he's just firing, like, light at me. Hello? You've lost your way in the darkness. The sound of the bell will lead you home. Get out of here, nerd. So now they'll be back at the,
town, and then we can ask of them.
We can ask of them what they are doing. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was going to figure out what those guys were doing, but I'd rather just kill them, I think. What are you thinking, Flex?
I don't know.
You enjoying yourself? Do you think this is weird? Are you, like, intrigued? Like, are you bored? How you feeling? I know this isn't the sort of game you know... Oh, shit. Okay. That's not good. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Tomahawk! I missed. I'm probably gonna die here, let's be real. That's not good. Fucking okay, sure. Fuck you, game.
Oh, good survival.
Fucking hell. Oh, that was brutal. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, like...
I missed with the tomahawk. That was awful. Let me get out of here. It's been cleansed. Yeah, how you feeling? Because this isn't the sort of game you normally play.
No,
I was going to say.
I tend, like... I'm interested in the way that it's dealing with the two different worlds, kind of back and forth between them.
For sure.
Because, you know, there's so many different ways you can kind of interpret that sort of narrative. You know, is this a metaphor for what some people know and what others don't? Is this do we take this like very literally and we're actually just in magical hell?
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because the sort of historical framework of this is that we're just in some like random colonial town that apparently was attacked by a foreign power, maybe, but there's also a bunch of weird supernatural stuff. Like we don't, you know, a lot of those towns of people who just came to what we now know as America, to like settle a place, we don't know what happened to them. You know, they got murdered by the natives or they got diseases or whatever, but we don't really know what happened to them, right?
They failed to ford the river.
Exactly. But we don't know about them. And that's kind of where this game sits. It's like, here is this abandoned colonial town, and you can actually speak with the dead and like find out what's going on. This person says, Edmund, goddamn, still hasn't returned for patrol. Where did you last see him?
How often do you jumble up your different names? Constantly. I have like 13 different names I go by on a regular basis.
Yeah. Now, this is important. Kartika. We met by chance near Dodds Hill. It was nearly dark. He said he'd found a Spanish encampment and showed me where it was. Who are you? Gregory Wards. Now we know who they are.
Their name.
Yeah. And so that's what I was saying about this being like a mystery story. There's all these different investigations. So we've got one about Martha being missing and one about Edmund and like what happened to him. And then there's of course the Maid in Red. And so as we follow the different notes, we complete them. They get a little tick mark next to them when we complete them. And these are all the different characters and like whether or not we've completed their stories. And of course it keeps all the different like appropriate notes next to them. So even though this, like, I don't feel like this game is a game for murder mystery fans, right? Like it doesn't have a lot of the hallmarks in terms of its presentation or its gameplay or its art style or anything. It still does have, like, you're an investigator kind of character going and trying to figure out what happened to these murdered people.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, I think the reason it would use something like Fort Henry here instead of Roanoke, or Roanoke, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that, like, this is openly generic. It's trying to be a blank canvas and tell a broad story of the kinds of things that happen to people in real places.
Yes, it's one of those, like... Can I tell you a weird anecdote here? One of my favorite images that will always stay in my head is there's a book that I used to read about like medieval sieges because I just like the idea of sieges. Siege warfare has always fascinated me, and like medieval castles in particular. And there is an image of like people tunneling under the walls, and there's a siege tower going off, and there's a catapult and a trebuchet and a plague cow. Like everything is happening at once, and there's a little note in like almost like fine print at the bottom of the screen of the like book, because it wasn't on the screen. It was a real physical book. I know we don't use this anymore, but it literally says you would have to be a particularly unlucky military commander to be dealing with all of these things at once. Like, same sort of thing here, where the story writers can just throw whatever the fuck they want in here, and I'm not going to be comparing it to the real life history of Roanoke, right? Yeah. Which I think is a pretty clever decision.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like, all these murder mystery stories set in like country houses out in the UK, right? There'd be very few of them that would actually use real country houses as their location, even if they were inspired by the like layout and structure of a real one. Because you want that canvas to be, something you can shape the way you want it to be.
Sorry, I just have to... fuck, it's one of these again. Alright, here we go. Oh, I already killed them all. Thank God. So yeah, so the way these things work is that if you have just killed everything in the area, it'll just cleanse it. But if you walk up to the totem without having killed everything, it'll spawn them all at once. I think that's how it works.
That's what it seems like.
That's what it seems like to me. Oh, crap. Alright, so Dodds Hill. We don't actually know where that is. But there are, you know, some hilly locations around. And there's a totem down here that we can probably just go and activate. How come that... I have activated that, haven't I? Anyway. Let's head southwards. Yeah. Look, I don't know that much about American colonialism and such in terms of, like, being an expert, but...
Inspired by what in the UK? Country houses. Like, murder mysteries in old mansions with butlers and wealthy families.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm over here rambling about game mechanics. It's like I'm playing a game or something. It's like I'm trying to tell people that it's...
Well, that's alright.
It's super neat. Got him!
You continue telling people about games. I'll continue telling people about books.
Yeah, and somewhere in the middle we'll make something worthwhile. Get him! There we go. It's a good tomahawk. I heard that. Alright, you talk about books while I murder.
I believe in you.
I said talk about books.
Murder.
That's alright. I'm already done. Don't worry about it.
Well done.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's really fun. Like, for example, one of the authors we got to speak to on Here It Comes, Death of the Reader.
What?
Recently was Emma Stonex.
Ooh, a grenade. Yep.
Her book, The Lamplighters, is a retelling of a series of real deaths of, or real disappearances of 3 lighthouse keepers in the 1900s. At, oh my god, what was the name of it?
I don't remember.
The Flannan Isles disappearances, I think they're called. And basically, not only out of respect for, like, the real families who still don't know what happened to their ancestors, but also, like, to have that flexibility to tell her own story within a similar framework. She kind of made up a new lighthouse called the Maiden off the coast, vaguely where the Flannan Isles would be. Really good book, by the way. I just got a limited edition copy posted to me from the UK. Thanks to Fox Lane Books, if you're over there. And the shipping company accidentally sent it to the wrong address, so I had to wander on down to my neighbors and be like, hey, I have a book that's arriving at yours today.
Yeah. And there was a lovely old man there. He was very kind. He was like, here is your book.
It was very good. I have a very attentive guard dog.
That's true.
The Lamplighters by Emma Stonex was the name.
The Lamp-Blacks?
Lamplighters.
Oh, lighters. The Lamp-Blighters?
No, the lamp. Lighters.
Oh, the genie of the lamp. I
exactly.
Get it. Okay. Well, this is a problem. Yep. Oh, okay. I kind of hope we will run into a grave robber at some point, but... Yeah. Oh my god. Garbage. Because, yeah, these are kind of the standard enemies of the... Ah! There it is.
There it is.
There it is. Let's do it. Let's pull. Oh! I have a gun!
Oh god, it's taking so long to reload.
I forgot about that. But yeah, guns take forever to reload, and they're loud. But I think they can one-shot kill these guys if I can actually fucking hit them. There we go. Beautiful. Don't even think about it, bro. I got fucking dodges for days! Oh, crap.
Ji-chan sounds like she wants to say Death of the Reader 5 times.
Oh. Are you going to?
There's one.
Okay.
Hope you're keeping count.
Keep count over the next hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've actually got a couple weapons here. I can just scrap them. What if I scrap them? You get money for it. Well, that's fun.
The reason I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, Ben, but the reason we're getting the same enemy over and over again is because we're going for these totems, and they, like, have the one enemy type.
Yes. Well, there are more enemy types during the day. During the night, like, during the night phase, like, Otherworld phase, there's really only, like, two enemy types, at least for now. It's only the start of the game. But, yeah.
Left.
Was there? Oh, okay. But you're not wrong. this is one of the many complaints about the game, that it does get very samey, because these maps are just like a little bit bigger than they probably should be. And I have a few too many enemies. So you're like, why am I fighting the same skeleton over and over again? Let me be clear. In reality, Felix basically is like, let me show you all of the really good murder mystery books and games. And I'm like, let me show you all the weird shit that may not actually be any good, but I think is like interesting to talk about. That is exactly where this game fits. Like, it is not even necessarily like a great game. It is probably a good game with some really like cool stuff going on at best. But I really enjoy talking about it, and it's also just kind of a chill time after playing through like the Oberdin and the Last Express, both of which were very like intense story experiences. I kind of wanted to play something that was a little less crazy, something that I could kind of get a handle on. Let's see what's okay. Oh, I remember this. Now, if you want to see, I don't know if we can access them during nighttime. Fuck, I keep hitting Q. What's this? Oh, that's where I just was. This area during the day has a bunch of cool enemies in it, but we'll have to come back here. I believe it's down this pathway. Let's see if there's anything weird during the night, or if it's just going to be, like, chill. Yeah, it is a good vibe. That's literally, like, this game. Like, I don't even necessarily want to finish this game. I just wanted to play it and, like, talk about it. Mr. Burden was told by one of the Indians of a great kingdom that lies in ruin far to the west. Rich with copper and pearls. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and one of the other notes mentioned that the, like, mayor of the town or whatever, whoever it was, we can look for it, actually. Here we go. The Lord Governor ordered you to, like, hide all of the loot in the woods. Which is silly because the population is suffering from disease, Spaniard attacks, native attacks, murdering each other, like...
That's right, as long as the banks are fine.
As long as the banks run on time, as they say. I should probably go back and actually just switch to daytime, because I think that's Dodds Hill over there. Could be wrong. Alright, let's go back to daytime.
We'll find out.
And let's try and actually progress the plot. What is I'm enjoying running around at nighttime.
Also, I will say, guys, in chat, I currently have the stream cropped a little bit because my monitor is a weird size. But the only thing that's outside what you see is just the letters in the compass. So,
that's okay.
If that's bothering you, let me know.
Muskets.
But I figured I should tell you at some point.
I would love a musket, but it's so expensive. We're never going to get to it. We're never going to get that musket.
Wait, where was the musket?
It's at the top. Common musket.
Oh, we're basically there. Also, I like that a longbow is, like, barely cheaper than a musket.
Yeah, well, they're both useful in different ways, right? Like, I mean, you can see the stats. And also, weapons have a deflect chance, which is increased on certain enemies. It's very annoying. But yeah, you know, good stuff. Let's continue onwards. I don't really feel like we're going to need to buy weapons, like, a lot. Ooh, who's this? This guy's got an important grave. Reginald Millette, a true gentleman. My journal was updated with that person's death. And there's also all sorts of various, like, achievements relating to... Look how different it looks during the daytime. Relating to, like, finding all of the graves and finding all of the clues and solving all of the deaths and everything. There's a lot... Fuck, hello. He's coming for me. He's fucking gunning it, dude. Does he have a musket? Oh, fuck!
That they do.
Well, that might be good for us. I heard
There's
that.
more of them.
Yeah, I heard go, woo. Yep, I know. I see him. Going for the musket. I didn't get an actual musket, though. Alright, hold on.
Got a broken, rusty musket.
Ah!
Which has a good ring to it.
Do I?
Well, that's what it said you picked up.
Okay, well, I'll have to feel that in a sec. There we go. 2 shots. So these guys are a little bit stronger, and they also have range. Oh, God damn it. Thank you, they're terrible shots. There we go, much better.
Nice work.
Thank you. I've been practicing my FPS skills on Metro Exodus lately, so, you know, I'm on that shit. I'm ready to rock and roll. Now we gotta find these bodies, because then I can loot them properly. Broken. I don't think that I can actually equip them if they're broken, which is very unfortunate. Sorry. So we got a longbow and a pistol. We really need a proper fucking musket. Because that is like a sniper rifle in this game, you know? That's like that good shit. It's like the voodoo doll in blood, you know what I'm saying?
I agree. It is the voodoo doll in blood.
That's okay. That's a game you haven't played. Don't worry about it.
I have no idea. Absolutely none.
No, Blood is a build engine game that decided to get very creative with its weapon types, and so
build engine being the stuff that like Doom and
Doom and Blood and Duke Nukem and
letter on the ground. There's a letter on the ground.
Sorry, I was trying to look for it while talking. I was having a moment. That infernal storm spared our ship, but scuttled Captain Harper's common sense, and that of all who supported him in continuing on after the Rebecca and Splendor turned back to England. Shall all of us pay for that follow. So there's already like madness in the crew, which is great. Very classic, like people go on a boat and they don't come back.
Wow, that's just like this game I once played.
The Last Express.
Well, there goes my punchline.
Did you have a different punchline, or was that it? That was it. Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same train there. Okay, we're there. Okay, let's just not read that and move on. Journal updated. Good stuff. Now, I remember this hill being really shitty for some reason. I remember, like, coming up over this hill many... There we go, the Dodds Hill destination. That's good.
Well done.
Okay, thank you. I literally walked up this hill. So we've got a couple of things to worry about here, actually. There are a couple of characters that we're investigating. This character sat with his wife on a hillside.
Yep.
So it might be this hill. This character is explicitly... he was worried that Edmund Goddam hadn't returned from patrol, and he last saw him by a smashing cabin near Dodds Hill. We're about to learn something very important about these wraiths in a minute.
It's that they're all best friends.
It's that they're all best friends, and they all remember everything that happened to them very clearly and reliably, is what we're about to learn. Oh, crap. She's got a long bow.
There seems to be a lot more bullet drop than you're accounting for.
I know. It's alright. I'm learning. There we go.
There you go.
I told you I was learning.
Get bean.
Now, the best part is... Yep. Okay, I'm not going to finish that. The best part is that there's a health pool right up there. So if we... where's the body gone? Oh, there it is. If we... Ooh, a silver crucifix. Nice. If we run out low on health, we can always run back to the barrel.
It does seem a little confusing. Like, I was expecting the game to be a little bit more threatening in that regard, but there's actually, like, a lot of places to just resupply on here.
Yeah, it's pretty generous, but it's also, like... I hate that sound. It's scaring me. Oh, dig! Oh, okay. You found up a finely made reed flute.
Oh, yes, let's play fucking hot cross buns on this flute,
I don't think we can, unfortunately. But there is a clue here. We may learn something. Oh, it's a body. The remains of a soldier, partly buried in the loose soil. The cause of death is not obvious.
You didn't have big guns.
Clue. Yeah, so we know from our investigation... And the game's going to mostly put this together for us, I think. But that Gregory Waters word that Edmund Goddam has returned for patrol. He was near a Spanish encampment. We found this reed flute and this body. So somebody died out here. Probably one of those two near this encampment here. Speaking of. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you know what? Maybe we can take him. How many shots have I got? 3. Right, good stuff. I don't know, you think I can take him, Felix?
I don't know, just try to use fisticuffs against
That's
him.
a terrible idea.
Can you even use fisticuffs?
You can, you have a knife. Knife!
Well, that's not fisticuffs, that's knifey cuffs.
So there's 2 in the middle.
Slicey cuffs.
1 on the right, 1 on the left, and there's a chest down there. That's our goal. So I could probably sneak in and just grab the chest, but I kind of want to... There's more loot down there. Fuck it, we're murdering them. Let's go.
Oh, no.
Sneaky boys, here we go. FPS skills. It's alright, I have a bomb and a tomahawk. Nothing could go wrong. Fuck. I mean, heck. There we go. Okay. Come on. Just gotta get the angle. Crap. How did he not notice that? I guess he's an undead creature of ill intent.
Whoa, the Spaniards are undead in this?
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, they did
have
if we don't sound glowing red eyes.
Oh, fuck.
They seem to just be attracted to the,
They're not very good at... Oh, I said they were not good at spotting me, but here they come. Kaboom! Okay.
Well, you want to get rid of him. He's got a deadly weapon.
Stay the fuck down. Got him.
Nice.
heal just out of caution. Yeah, the longbows are generally better shots than the guns. Ah, fuck. I told you. But I've also got plenty of weaponry. What's happening in the comments? What do people talk about? Racist much? That's true.
Yeah,
we're beautiful, beefy lads. I'll take it. Yo.
Apparently.
Yo. Someone's got a secret admirer. Or not so secret, I guess. Dug up a Spanish sea chart. Awesome.
Is there actually stealth, or will you be automatically detected when you enter an area near them?
No, there's stealth. I mean, you saw when I was shooting at that guy, he just was not noticing that I was there. You can sneak pretty close up behind people without them seeing you. But once they spot you, they go into rage mode, which means that they are durable against your attacks. I don't know by how much. I just know that they take more damage if you take them unawares. There it is. 21st of April, drifted 8 hours owing to fierce winds and heavy squalls. 22nd, the storm worsened. They lost all the chickens in the hold.
Oh, no.
Sucks. 23rd, sighted the Rebecca before noon. She was badly damaged by the storm. We'll have to turn back for Plymouth. We sail on alone.
For what now?
Plymouth?
There you go.
Sorry. I literally was just like, I knew I'd said it wrong as I said it, but I wanted to just keep going.
That's all right. This is just an excuse for me to bring up how much I absolutely love radio industry Facebook groups.
Yeah.
Because so many radio industry Facebook groups.
It's an invisible wall.
Oh, no.
Oh, immersion ruined.
Yeah, so many radio industry Facebook groups are filled with just big fucking boomers who will complain about anything and everything that people do on air. And my favorite arguments are always people coming in and arguing about the pronunciation of towns. Because it's like, there are like 20 towns in the country with this same name, and all of them are pronounced differently. And you're here arguing about how I have to be a, master of the English language and, get it right whenever I read them up.
I inflict 150% melee damage. Isn't that fun?
It's beautiful. It's the most outrageous old people talking trash nonsense, and I love it.
Well, this is why I would never make it as a person in radio, because I'm not an old man. I'm not an old white man. It wouldn't work. Apparently I could attack a whole 5% faster, which is
actually, there was someone that left a comment the other day that was like, it's pronounced Sundara, not Sundara. And I was like, no, that was just Ben holding the out as long as he could.
I don't remember that, but I believe you.
Oh, this was like years ago that they were commenting on a video from. Good. It was just funny to me that someone was like correcting the pronunciation of something that was not even like...
not even relevant.
Yeah.
Alright, let's have a conversation here. So, now that we have that reed flute, we can show it to this guy and see if he like recognizes it. I remember thinking how sad it would be here without Edmund's music. An Indian gave him that flute after hearing him play. I found it in the remains of a man who had been killed near the Spanish encampment. And that's why he never came back.
Oh no.
Oh no. But I don't think we're done with that investigation.
I like that I phrased it as if the hate was directed exclusively at you.
It was. Look, we all know. Yeah. I am thoroughly despised.
We all know that every bit of hate
goes to me?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
There is no hate that comes my way.
How did I miss
for anything that we put together.
Couldn't find Tabitha Markley. There's no stone.
That's a good name. I like that name. It is.
The sentry saw no one coming or going, nor was there any such struggle. Even her sister asleep in the same bed was not roused. It can only be some foul sorcery. Now, that's the woman we're looking for. That's like that dude's wife.
I fully expect that this will be a character name in our D&D campaign in short order.
I hope so. I'll have to keep these names on file. Unfortunately, I don't use a lot of like proper English names. I grabbed one that was French because I thought that was appropriate. Because there's one like nationality you might call it in my game, which is supposed to be like fucking weird and a little bit too advanced for the setting. There we go. Headshot. So I called them Jonathan Bottrell.
Get him. There we go. Oh, well done.
I'm already an expert. You'll also note, just a little gameplay thing at the top of the map of the screen. I guess you guys can't see this, but on the compass there's a little
They can see marker. The arrow you're talking about.
Yeah, the little arrow. There's a little arrow that like points to nearby loot, which is literally just so that if stuff gets lost in the grass, you can find it. It's very cool. All right, I've gone too far. I wanted to go to this... Oh, wrong button. This marker here, whatever this is, to my left. Because I think we can get this guy home or learn about their body being stolen or whatever. Is this our boy Edward? I must report to the captain.
Is this your flute?
Your flute? It is, and you must be Edmund Goddam. Yes, you have given me back my name. Gregory Ward said, so because we've got the flute, and we've also spoken to the guy, we can talk about, who are you? And like, you apparently showed him a Spanish encampment. I remember pointing through the brush to where the Spaniards were gathered around the fire. We counted 24 men at least. I showed him the map I found lying in the grass. The wind must have carried it away from the camp. It looked very grave when he saw it. I suddenly thought to ask him what he was doing so far from the fort.
I'm trying to remember in chat what a bias wrecker means.
I don't remember.
I think it's something the K-pop fandom came up with. Like,
he said,
who you favor most in a group?
I don't know. He said that he always loved hearing me playing the flute. And we have a clue. We have a crude map of the area with place names and English notations in Spanish, suggesting that it was drawn by an Englishman and modified by a Spaniard. You're starting to figure out the mystery here.
I don't know what mystery there is to figure out here.
Okay, well, that's fine. Let's go back to our boy.
Seems like there was a conflict between some...
Well, I mean, that last clue in particular, I think, should be telling that there was a map drawn by an Englishman and then modified. Mm-hmm. But let's show this guy the map and see what he says. We met by chance near Dodd's Hill. It was nearly dark. He said he found a Spanish encampment and showed me where it was. And he showed me this map. He said, we must report to the captain. We were concerned about the map because I drew it. I'm a Catholic, though I had to swear I wasn't to come here. My duty is to the Pope in Rome, not to a heretic king. And to my mum at home, who can live easier with those Spanish coins I gave her. And my goddamn didn't return for patrol because of that map.
Oh, no.
So it's because he drew it and then gave it to the Spaniards. And so when his fucking scout went and found the encampment, he was like, well, you're dead. And that's why his last thought is like, I always enjoyed hearing you play the flute just before he whacked him.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I knew I couldn't let him come back or I'd be hung for sure, but it made me sad to think I'd never hear him playing that flute again. Investigation complete. And yeah, that's his mystery, like, solved. And yeah, I mean, that's like a very simple mystery. There's some that are more complicated, but most of the ghosts that you kind of meet, they only remember the past in fragments and pieces. Mm-hmm. You know, a redundant way of saying that, but like the entire point of this game is that you get given just a little bit of information, a little bit more, and you know, even the ghosts themselves who are like telling you what happened, they don't really remember it until you piece everything together for them. It's kind of a fun way of doing a mystery.
It's also interesting because it kind of, at least for the moment, it's unclear as to what the direction of the actual main storyline is.
Yeah, well, there isn't much of a storyline, is there? It's just you've washed up on a boat or whatever, it's like a shipwreck maybe. I don't know. And there's this red lady. Who knows what could happen there? Is this a grave robber?
I hope so.
I've been trying to find one. They're basically boss fights. Oh, it's this guy.
Is this the same one we found before?
Did we find a piece of you? I found your skull. That's right, we dug it out of the ground.
There we go.
It was lost, has been found. I shall give you something in return. Crude charm, swiftness. It's exciting.
Oh, it's a fancy skull.
Yeah, so we hear nothing else in the darkness. Yeah, well, I guess it's implied that like the Native Americans maybe took his skull and like did it up, which is a bit weird. I don't know. It's not.
What is that glyphics? Those glyphics on the side.
I don't.
Those glyphics. God, my fucking grammar today is a mess.
It's okay. We don't need grammar here today. This is a non-grammar stream. Okay, that didn't do anything. The plus side, I got the arrow back. Yeah, I don't know what those are. If anybody knows what those are, these look like space. It's look like something from Alien.
Yeah, but everything in Alien's stolen from something else.
I know, but like that's what it looks like. Okay. Anyway, if you all know what this says, if this is some kind of secret code, let us know. It's probably supposed to be like Mayan or something. You know, the Mayan aliens. Okay.
Unbelievable.
The problem is that every time I laugh, I push my thumb forward slightly as my body is like laughing.
Smashing spacebar.
So I keep hitting the spacebar whenever I laugh. It's a problem. Okay, let's go solve a mystery. So this other guy said, sorry, that wrong button. This button. They were near a hillside. I think we have to go down here, but I can't be sure. Let's just like make our way southwards from here. Or, you know, south and eastwards. Let's get this party started. North, south, east, and west.
It is interesting to me that this game has fast travel as well, because like it seems kind of.
It's not a big map. Like you could get away without it. It's weird. I feel like the game is at once like trying to overcompensate for its like the things that set you back.
Yeah.
I think this game would actually have benefited from being a little bit more punishing in a sense.
Yeah.
Where have I ended up? Okay, this way. This way we go. To the south gate. We probably should have gone there during the day, actually. Are there any more shadows? There's a shadow there. Did we talk to them?
I don't remember.
Let's go that way then. Let's go talk to them. Then we'll have done everything we need to during the night, I think.
It is interesting looking at systems like fast travel and the way that it kind of, like, player convenience can go counter to a game's design in some ways.
For sure.
Like the one I've been playing at the moment is like Outer Worlds. I'm gonna say yes. Yes.
Yeah, I've played that myself, so I'm familiar.
And I've been enjoying it. It's interesting, but I don't have a lot to say because I'm still not super far into it. But it was really surprising how just many fast travel points that game gives you. Like I would have thought that it would have been like one fast travel point per location, like per planet or whatever.
Yeah,
but there's just dozens of them.
I mean, that's kind of that's in the Bethesda like Fallout spirit, though. I feel like that's kind of what that's trying to what's the word I'm like ape or whatever. You know, like.
Well, I guess the thing is that's not like, even having played a few Bethesda RPGs, it's not super familiar to me because of just how horrifically long it takes to fast travel on like the console version of Skyrim, which is what I first played.
Okay, let's just leave. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I played my first Bethesda game was oh fuck off, was Fallout 3, which is
a Bethesda property, right?
I believe so.
Or am I thinking of Prey?
I don't know. Actually, off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you.
I'll look that up.
You look that up so we can not look like fools in front of our gaming audience.
Too bad. We definitely look like fools.
Look, that's like our natural state of being, but you know, it's so cool. I keep hitting notes when I'm in hit map. There we go. But yeah, we're gonna go to this shadow person. Oh, loot. Maybe this is good for us. A clue! You dug up a valuable-looking, distinctive necklace of golden topaz. And we've also found, among the stones, you find the remains of a woman. Strands of long, dark hair still attached to the mouldering skull. There is a bullet hole in the forehead. So that's fucked up. There's a necklace kind of laid to rest here, next to this woman's body with a bullet hole in it. Now, I thought there would be a shadow of a lady here, but I guess we have to unlock them. Alright, well, let's go check out this one that's like directly north of me, and then we can
actually, you know what the other game was that had an interesting kind of similar player convenience mechanic was Other Side, how you could like skip leveling up your, because that has like a very similar but very much more like sci-fi gothic version of this black, white, and red.
It's got some similar problems too, I feel, which is very appropriate. Other Side's got a very strong kind of stylistic vision to it, which I appreciate. And the fact that it's like designed around the like brutality of existence. It's a very existential game.
Yeah.
Which I really like. Like the entire premise of the game is you're fighting this like supernatural being, and you also are a supernatural being that can like do cool shit. And in order to fight them, you need to send out your daughters like XCOM style to fight the bad guys. But you have to like, in order to heal your daughters, you have to sacrifice the lives of other daughters. And so, I mean, Felix watched me play a little bit of this, so I'm doing this mostly for your benefit out there. But like, the game has a very strong sense of identity, which I liked.
Yeah.
I personally felt as though the gameplay wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. Also, I've just realized I've told you on the way. You know, fuck, let's go to the south gate. Let's go fuck up some conquistadors. How many bullets I got? Do I have any bullets? It's not letting me equip my gun, so I assume not. Alright, well that sucks. Fuck it, let's go with the barrel. Let's just
listen, G-Chan, compared to most of my friends, I play very few games.
Yeah. It's true. I mostly play old games that nobody's heard of, so, you know.
I also backseat a lot more than I play.
Ah, fuck. So that brown sound, that was the shot being deflected. So you're aware.
I gathered.
Yeah, I just want to let you know
that's good sound design.
It is good sound design. Is this the South Gate?
I mean, actually, speaking of sound design, it's really interesting. Games like this, which focus very much on directional sound.
Yeah.
There's a big difficulty in trying to get good directional sound.
Yes.
In like a variety of settings without having like full artificial surround. Because like in this game, clearly they have like left and right sounds, so you can tell which direction it's coming from in that regard, but they don't have like the retro reflection. Is that what it's called? Anyway, they don't have the like reflection that comes from your like earlobes simulated, so you can't tell whether it's coming from your like front, back, up, or down in the same way that your ears can.
Look, I believe you. I don't know sound design, but like I'm with you.
Oh, all this FPS practice. Where did it go?
I know. Unfortunately, I only get one shot with this thing. At least they don't instantly kill me. That's something I've been experiencing in my latest Metro playthrough. Metro Exodus, I've been playing on the highest difficulty. And some characters kill you in one shot, even at full health. And it's like, what is this garbage? I don't know if I'd recommend playing Exodus on the highest difficulty. I did on the other two fine, but Exodus not so much.
Younger sibling syndrome? What do you mean? I'm the oldest sibling and I backseat constantly.
It's true. No one is young here, G-Chan. Everyone is old.
That's right.
That's how this works.
Old and decrepit.
Old and decrepit. Our bodies are falling apart. I'm shouting at people to get off my lawn.
That's right. I had to have surgery to like stick my legs back on when they fell off.
That's true. That's true. I will confirm all of this. Now, this is possibly the strangest example of, you know, you're saying, like, they just, like, put fucking health wherever they want. Full health thing will never run out. And there's, like, a boss monster right there.
Oh, nice.
So I can fucking stand here next to the healing thing and just start shooting.
That's
now,
right.
That said, I'm probably going to get murdered by it. But it is very bizarre that they would put... Like, it's literally within eyesight of this guy. Like, I could fucking... Oh, God damn it. That seemed like it hit. I just don't think it killed him. I could use this life barrel as cover, is what I'm trying to say. So I definitely should have...
Sketchy.
It was a little bit. I definitely should have shot the little guys first. Oh, hello!
Always go for the ads. How old am I?
Sorry. Too old.
Yeah.
Big rock, here it comes. Well, that's what's known as a projectile weapon. That's what that is.
As opposed to all of the other ranged weapons in this game?
As opposed to a hit scanner weapon. But,
I mean, everything in this is projectile.
I know. I'm just doing a bit. Don't worry about me. Just trying to focus on not getting shot.
You're doing a great job.
Am I?
At not hitting? Yeah.
Thank you. I need to get to that health now. Yeah, I'm trying to take down the big guy, but... There we go! He fucking flew! Good stuff, eh? Let's crouch. There you have a hard time hitting us. You get to that health now. That's right. I'll take him down with the bow, I think. But you feel questions while I try not to die.
G-Chan's just bemoaning having to watch games, which is objectively better. Oh, first death.
Yeah, that's okay. I did pretty well.
Anyway, G-Chan's bemoaning having to watch games when it's better anyway, since you don't get RSI from all of the games you play.
It's true. Alright, here we go. This has still got plenty of shots in it. Let's get back down there and fuck them up. I feel like a challenge.
Listen, I wouldn't keep secrets about my age if Funk didn't continue back during the Higurashi playthrough to try and guess.
It's pretty funny.
Using intentionally misleading information.
All I'm gonna say is...
No, you don't. No, don't say anything. I don't want to ruin the game for Funk if they ever show up again.
God damn it, Funk. You're right. I shouldn't say anything about who may or may not be the oldest of the two of us, and I'm just blown away at how rude you guys are. So, oh fuck! I went to look at the chat.
What's rude about people's ages?
Nothing's rude. Nothing's rude about my age. God, I'm a perfectly normal age. I know, right? They're like animals. It's great. Oh, fuck off. Screw you, dude. Screw you. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is
Magus is embarrassed about how young he is.
That's true. I'm actually 14 years old. Don't tell anyone.
That's not true.
Felix is my legal guardian.
You've said how old you are on the show.
I definitely have.
Yeah.
But people don't keep track, and I'm okay with that.
I don't either.
Now, what's handy here, actually, is that I've managed to pick up all the loot from those people I killed.
Nice.
Let's see if they're actually back. They are. Interesting. All right, let's take a different approach this time. Let's get a little bit closer. Let's go for the ads.
Believe in the dream. Believe in the dream.
It's just a little bit too sensitive. Well, I didn't kill him, but I definitely hit him.
You can change the sensitivity if you so desire.
It's too late. It's too late now. I gotta fucking do it. Hey, he shot his friend! Nice. And now he's dead. What happens when you don't believe in the power of friendship?
That is true. That is the single thing that happens.
That's the other thing. You get shot by the mate behind you. The beautiful, brave mate behind you who has loyalties to a higher power. Right, here we go. There we go.
Well done, well
Shot in the head. Oh, fudge.
Shot in the head.
And I'm to blame. I'm gonna get some healing. Woo!
I don't think that dodge was nearly as dramatic as your body action there made it to be.
That was great. I don't care. That was great, dude.
Minigoroshi moment. What's this?
Oh, okay, that's not great. Oh, shit. So I think, both because I'm close and because his friends aren't here anymore, he's just super aggressive. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Woo! Okay, we're fine. I do like the detail in their armor. You can see the cross and like the way that their pauldrons are crafted and they're like all shiny and stuff. Like, I really like the way these enemies look. Even if their behavior is very simplistic. You know what I should do? Fuck it. Let me just... No, fuck you, mate. Get tomahawks.
Well done.
There we go. Did it. So now this destination is unlocked and we can just port back here whenever we like.
Nice. G-Chan needs to know, are you 25 or 26?
I could either confirm or deny this. Also, pick one. Come on now. You gotta pick one.
She's leaning on 26.
Is she now?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Maybe she's right. Maybe she's wrong. Maybe she's made an educated guess.
I'm definitely not educated.
That's true. I can confirm that.
I went to school so long ago that my education has...
It just doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
All that information is just gone from our brains. Alright, this is telling me to go back here, so let's go back and chat to these ghosty goos. Who's this guy? Captain, I found a body and this necklace. Maybe you can tell me about it. I gave it to her after her son was born. I found the remains of a woman who'd been shot. You sat beside her, holding her hand and talking about her son, and she died. She died from a head wound, dude. That's not how... People don't die slowly from a gunshot to the face, I feel. Generally speaking.
They could.
It was you who buried her? Yes, I thought she would rest better there than near the fort, so I covered her over with stones. Someone stole our trowel, or our spade, rather.
Apparently it is a problem, that, oh god, no, I shouldn't talk about this on stream.
What?
It's gruesome. It's very gruesome.
What? I'm scared.
That's right, I was responding to the dialogue that was happening in-game.
About
I was going to talk about
real
people's
life
faces being blown off.
Oh. Yeah, we shouldn't talk about that. Gardener troubles and whatnot. Lord Gower has determined that we can't spare any men to send to Fort Henry, for we are harried constantly by the Naturals, who have recently grown more hostile towards us. That is not I want to say the Naturals, I have not heard that outside of this game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a phrase that I've, like, heard before.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one, for sure. About as politically correct as we can get, I think. Alright, let's go back into the real world. What do we have to do
Whoa,
now?
are you just telling me that this is the real world?
Well, you know, I mean...
It's not a mystery to figure out which is which, Ben.
What do you mean?
I'm not trying to rescue
one world has real people in it, the other one has fucking skeletons and ghosts and ghouls and stuff.
Come on, Ben, you know that in mystery stories, the thing that is obviously the thing that is not obvious.
Always. Anyway, let's go back to the South Gate. Let's get out of here. Apparently... Oh, there's that thing. I can't get that yet. Yeah, look, that's how mysteries work. That's why we're playing a mystery video game. A murder mystery.
How did one discover my birthday? I'm fascinated.
What? What do you mean?
G-Chan saying she knows what my birthday is.
How would you know that? When would you have discovered this?
I don't know.
It's why we should just become VTubers and just throw off this mortal coil and such.
I mean, that's the dream, right?
Yeah. Nothing else in the line. You know, I'm probably supposed to come back here in the darkness and chat with that lady's corpse now that I know who she is. Also, can I talk to you? Yes. This is an interesting thing. I have a gift for you. What is it? So you can give her stuff, and some of it's pretty appropriate. Some of it's fucking weird. So here's this reed flute. Why are you giving it to me? What do you think, Felix? Why are we giving this poor lady a flute? Is it so that she could enjoy learning to play it? So she could entertain us? Or it's a garbage gift?
Oh, let's go with the first one.
Okay. I shall practice dutifully, but only when you are out of earshot. This Spanish sea chart is a rare prize to the crown, or will it come in handy if we manage to find a shift?
Definitely come in handy. We're escaping, riding off into the sunset.
I like it. That is a shrewd notion. I like it. And we can also tell her about the wraiths if we find their fates. So Gregory Ward killed Edmund Goddam so he would not be exposed as a Catholic spy. To be a spy is to be a constant liar. One cannot be a liar and a servant of God, to say nothing of being a murderer as well. So she gets it. She gets the hypocrisy.
It reminds me of another book we covered on Death of the Reader.
Doesn't remind me of anything.
Rebecca Stafford's The Imitator.
What? The Imitator?
Also known, I think, as Unlikely Spy in some regions. Good book that follows the journey of a young girl into early MI5 around World War II.
Yeah, sounds cool.
It is a good book.
This is a good book.
I enjoyed it.
This is a good time.
Ending was definitely a little bit weird, but it didn't detract from the rest of the story.
That's how a lot of books go, unfortunately. Oops. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, this is one thing we talk about a lot in the Umineko playthrough.
The ending is paramount.
Well, one of the reasons that an open-ended story can be a lot more engaging is because it's so hard to get it right. Poor John.
Where'd you last see your son, lady? My husband carrying through the gate. I was so relieved to see them, so happy. I don't know who I am, but I know who you are. This necklace is yours, and you are Martha Eastgrove. You have given me back my name. What happened to you? Staring at the barrel of a pistol, fearful but strangely calm, and I began to pray. So she killed herself, and she also felt relieved upon seeing her son return through the gate. Apparently, through that town that's currently devoid of life. I'm sure this will be a story that ends well.
Of course it will. Everyone will be alive in the end, and we get to save them all and sail out to freedom.
Yeah, that's it. All these ghosts will come back to life at the end.
Yeah, that sounds like something
of gold, let's say. Martha was anxious about your son. You went to the woods to search for him. Then you heard Gregory Ward calling out to him, and I knew he was safe. She remembers you carrying him through the gates. I was telling him he mustn't play outside by himself. There are many dangers in the woods, not to make his mother worry. Taking it from my son's hand, pulling open his fingers when he refused to let it go, telling him he must never use it without my permission. I found the pistol near your wife's remains. So what had Gregory Ward seen? I can't remember. So this is Gregory Ward, and now that we've solved this guy's trouble, maybe he can help us figure out what happened to the captain. What did you see during your watch? His wife had left the fort saying she was going for a short walk. And it was strange that she was wearing a fine necklace for such an occasion. And you called out John's name, searching the woods. I spied the boy in a clearing, aiming a pistol at a tree. He pulled the trigger, but nothing happened, so he went to peer into the barrel. I was shouting at him by then, running toward him as fast as I could. I don't remember hearing the shot, just the smoke obscuring him.
God, don't peer into barrels.
So,
God.
yeah, we're learning that, the memory that the mother has of, oh, I remember... my husband bringing my son back, and I knew, that was something I was relieved about. Actually, he was dead at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the thing. This game is not, terribly compelling with the way it's telling its story. There's no voice acting. There's no, visual storytelling to, punctuate the different beats. But I enjoy the stories it tells, and the fact that it's taking simple statements and kind of twisting them and saying, yeah, I remember seeing my son and be I'm glad my son's home. I just don't remember the fact that he's dead. This is classic ghost story stuff where the ghost is I'm haunting this house because I have something I have to do. I just don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not. Oh, I'm probably supposed to talk to the captain. I'm an idiot. Let's go back.
I mean, that's the classic ghost thing, right? Is that they're there because of some trauma.
But they can't, like, remember what it is or figure out how to do it. Your son shot himself like an idiot. Yep. Yeah, I heard Gregory Ward calling out to him and knew he was safe. Then the shot rang out, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a subtle thing, but I like it. It follows the, like, mechanics of a murder, you know? You should really do, like, an episode on the mechanics of a murder and clues and stuff. Anyway, he pulls the pistol out. Yeah, I mean, this is the same thing he was saying, like, pulling over his fingers when he refused to let go, telling him he must never use it without my permission, and then I closed his eyes. And so that conversation of, like, don't use my pistol, was after he'd shot his damn head.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then I went to tell Martha our son was dead, and then she went out with the necklace, with the same gun. Like, yeah. A relieved smile crumbling into despair. Martha left the fort early wearing the necklace. I knew what she meant to do, why she had taken my pistol, why she had worn the necklace. I was running through the woods when I heard the shot, just like before. That's why I buried her there. So the chaplain, and then they tie it in with, like, the law of colonial fucking America.
Yeah.
So the chaplain would not speak of her as a sinner bound for damnation. I did not want her to be thought of that way. How do you explain the disappearance? That she wandered into the woods and never came home. And so both of these characters are tied to their faith as well. Like, faith is obviously, like, a big deal in this story. The fact that this guy was a Catholic spy and this guy was, like, covering up this murder because he's worried about what the chaplain would think and, like, where she would be buried and, like, how people would think of her religiously. And it's the idea that, like, the appearance of following a faith is more important than the actual tenets of that faith, I guess. And, like, suicide is banned and thou shalt not murder, and yet these guys have still, like, you know, covered up or enacted these sins. Which is cool. Let's go talk to this maiden. I'm sure those battles were exciting and perilous. I've learned the fate of a wraith. Martha Eastgrove shot herself in grief over the death of her son. In doing so, she dulled her husband's grief and made him bear it alone. I think she was very selfish. What the fuck?
Have we told her enough information for her to infer that, or is that like...
I mean, I think there might be some shortcuts there, but yeah. I have a gift for you. What have we got? And... okay, let's give her the gift. The necklace of that dead lady is very beautiful. Why are you giving it to me? Why are we giving it to them? Why are we giving her the necklace of a suicidal lady?
We gotta go with the first one, because we already told her we're going off in a boat together at the end.
You're also very beautiful? Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. You should keep it in case you meet a woman who's moved by such trite sentiments.
Wow. I guess we're not going off in a boat together in the end.
I guess not. I guess we'll just... Okay. Let's not do that. I think it would just go through her, actually. Let's see. Oh! She turned grey for a second. Anyway, I think... Can we continue on now? There's a whole bunch of stuff. What is that up there? You know, fuck. Let's go north first. And then we'll leave.
That's so interesting, though. I do wonder if one of those options would have actually worked.
Presumably, I think so.
One would have.
If memory serves, there's like one dialogue option in each set that will allow you to like offer her the gifts or tell her about the fate of a wraith without her getting pissed off. And if you do them all right, you probably get something at the end. But I don't remember.
I think that's the first one we've messed up.
Yeah. Well. I mean, she's not moved by material stuff. She's very much just like, I gotta find my sister. My twin sister. I gotta find her. You gotta go get the sister. Hold on, I've gone the wrong way. Kind of wish the tab was... Yeah, it's fine. Oh, hello. And on the plus side, since we're in the northern part of the map, it's actually gonna be a lot easier to move around. I just got a text in my pocket. I'm worried. I'm always worried when I get a text. I'm like, who is it? Who wants my attention?
Phones are terrifying.
I hate phones. All right, let's get this little knob in here, and then we'll head north. And if that's all the wraiths we can deal with, I say we just fucking head on. How have I managed to... What the heck? Where is it? Where is it? It must be a chest. Where is it? Where is the whole thing here? It's gotta be...
Is the tree? Is something on the tree there?
No. Oh, maybe. I don't think so.
There's like a bunch of red on the tree
there. There is red on the tree. That is interesting. I don't know what that is.
Probably blood.
Probably. That's interesting. But no, Here it is. Oh, it's not something we can deal with. Oh, well. But yeah, if you're a completionist, this game will just keep going and going. Because there's just so many little things on this map. I just want to check out, there's like 4 things up the top here. I want to see what those are. And then we'll probably move on to the next map. The red is reminding me of the Scarlet Letter. Interesting. Interesting observation.
I don't know what the Scarlet Letter is.
I don't know either. That's why I'm like...
Fishing?
I was kind of hoping you knew. What is the Scarlet Letter?
Tell us.
The chests are placed rather haphazardly? Yes, they are. Well, they're sort of just hidden, all over the place. Nathaniel Fox, killed by savages. All graves found.
Yeah, there's kind of like a hybrid design in that the chests are kind of scattered just to force you to search.
Interesting.
But also kind of to help tell that story of how they were trying to rush the goods off into the forest.
Yes. Trying to keep it hidden so they could return later, presumably.
Yeah.
When they left to a different location. Hello. Okay. Yeah, these guys aren't really going to be much of a challenge in the sort of northern parts of the world here. Let's see what we got. Ooh, stuff to break. Glue. These containers appear to have stored luxury foodstuffs.
Luxury foodstuffs?
They have not been recovered. Yeah, there's a dinger here. Ah, here we go. Oh, there must be another wraith around here somewhere. Because there's a knife here. There's like a broken blade of the ring wraiths. Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, let's see if we can just move on. Because if we can, we probably should. Otherwise, we can.
Scarlet Letter is a book that all American high schoolers dread. Colonial literature. It's rather boring and it's big on symbolism.
Oh, okay.
Probably is an influence for this.
Probably.
I've never heard of that.
No, me neither.
Because shockingly, I wasn't raised in the United States.
The red thing that I'm most familiar with is the the Mask of the Red Death.
I'm not familiar.
It's by Allan Poe, I believe. You're not familiar with the Mask of the Red Death?
No.
It's a story about a city or a town, I guess, that gets infested with plague, and so all the rich people, they lock them. I hope it's the Mask of the Red Death. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But basically all the rich people lock themselves up in the castle and have a big party. They're like, it's fine. As long as we lock ourselves up from the misery of the poor people outside, we don't have to worry about the plague. And then one night, on the night of the biggest party, this fucking masked dude shows up in this red plague mask and just walks from one room to the next. And the man of the house follows the Mask of the Red Death from room to room. At the end of it, they reveal that they have brought the plague in. Yeah. And the idea is that, everybody is going to die. You can't hide from the plague, bitches. It's not a thing. It is by Poe. Good. I'm glad I got that right. I would have lost some cred there if I'd gotten that wrong.
That's right.
The Werowance? Is that right? What is that word? Werowance. Let me know what Werowance is.
Referred to earlier.
Yeah, I just don't know what the title is. But they grew frantic when he realized where Captain Harper proposed to lead his expedition, saying we must never venture into that forest lest we disturb the evil that slumbers there. The captain tried to offer reassurance that we would tread lightly, but the Werowance rose up in wrath and swore to leave none of us alive should we defy him. You think it's a Native American chieftain or something? Maybe
probably.
That's probably what it's referring to.
Some sort of...
especially considering what we're about to see here. Yeah. I'm going to get my pistol out.
Good luck.
Because I remember this being a shitty area. It's going to stay low. Mary Shortridge, age 28, succumbs to speaking of sickness.
I do actually wonder if there's anything in Australian primary and or high school literature requirements that's quite as notorious.
I don't know.
Because I remember there was an incident.
Rabbits,
I think
maybe.
I've spoken about it on the show before. There's an incident 2017.
Oh, what the fuck?
Where one of the set readings for the HSC, the school leaver certificate.
Yeah.
Here in Australia, or at least in New South Wales, basically a bunch of dropkicks who didn't understand a question. Didn't understand a question in their exam. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this.
Went online and started bullying the author of it.
And it was great. I remember that distinctly because Flex wouldn't say this because his ego was big enough, but he literally was like, let me show you how to write an essay on this poem, and he did. He listed off 20 things that you could talk about. That was really easy. What the fuck happened there, guys?
You're just so much better.
I've suddenly become very good at this game. Anyway, but yeah, it was funny. Because, like, I remember that discussion. I wasn't, taking the exam at the time, but I remember people talking like, it was such a dumb exam. And you were just like, no, it's not. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's great.
If you had even the vaguest, like, appreciation for the subject matter of the question of the exam, it was fucking...
Yeah, it was glaringly obvious what the poem was about and how to handle it.
Delicious food on a platter for, like, an easy essay.
Yeah.
But everyone was so bewildered by the fact it was about fruit or some shit.
Yeah, they were like, this is so dumb. This doesn't make any sense. Alright, there are more items, as you can imagine. Crossbow! We have enough money for the crossbow, but also... quality musket.
Yeah. The HSC, the high school certificate, is our end of high school exam here in New South Wales.
Unless you take the international baccalaureate,
which only
like I did.
Weebs do.
It's true. Only psychopaths and weebs. That's me.
That's the same thing.
It's true. Psychopathic weebs. Actually, how much money do I get from getting rid of these? 150 from this pistol. So I could sell this and buy a high quality musket if I really wanted to, but I don't know that I do. I want to do that. I feel like 110 damage is pretty good. The gun's definitely the best thing I have. Oh, the crossbow's fun. It's in the title. It's in the title flex. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Accommodates 12 musket loads. Oh, I see. That increases my capacity for... I should probably get those then. It sucks, but I should probably do that.
What was OP about the QCS, G-Chan? I'd love to know.
Let's do that. We'll deal with shitty weapons to get more stuff. Killed by a savage. I mean, one other thing I should comment on is that the different notes obviously have very different ways of referring to the Native Americans. Some of them call them Indians, some of them call them savages, some of them call them natives. Like, that Warrants thing is, like, referring to one of them by a title. Like, depending on the identity of the person writing the letter, we get very different, like... descriptions of who they are.
I mean, that's one of the greatest things about indirect characterization like that. Is when you can just see the way a character talks and immediately tell what they care about.
Yeah, in my mind, it's a very useful thing to get us to, like, empathize with characters, because if someone calls them savages, we in the 21st century, like, that's fucked up. So, we're primed not to like that character because they're calling them that. We observed two of those filthy savages observing us from the adjacent hill for more than 2 hours. The freaks, how dare they scout on us?
Also, I did want to say, actually, Average Guy, when you're mentioning the Scarlet Letter and the fact that it's got, like, themes of legalism, I feel like legalism, just as a subject matter, is way more popular in United States education than it is here. I don't think I can think of, like, a single text I covered that had, like, legalism as a theme at school.
What is, just remind me, what is legalism? Like, can you help me out with that?
Exactly, right?
Because I don't actually know off the top of my head. I'm like, oh, fuck. Fuck!
Whoa,
okay.
What was that?
It's happening. It's those natives. It's the natives.
Oh, no.
Here they come. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Tell me what legalism is while I fight this on fire native man. Yeah, they fire incredibly quickly. They have short bows, so they're not very high accuracy or high damage, but they're incredibly... I heard that. There you are. You got to shoot them before they get to you. Is the ish, and I'm not necessarily good enough with this gun to hit them. Anyway, fudge me. You missed.
I want to say legalism is like tying the law and prescriptive. Like moral philosophy together.
I heard that.
But I've not studied it, so I can't say for sure.
Okay, well, let us know in chat if you know what legalism means. If you are a lawyer, let us know if that helps. Just in general. I'm going to get...
Just let us know if you're in chat in general, because we appreciate you.
We do. Oh my god, look at all this stuff. We just appreciate you in general. Okay, there's the sentry area. I do not want to go there with low health. Maybe I do. That could be fun. Fuck it, let's go back. Let's just quickly port back and get some health. We'll head to the sentry camp. You might think this is the sentry camp. It is not. This is some other thing. It's time for us to fucking sneak into the sentry camp and commit ASMR murder. Here we go. I hope you're all ready for this.
Yeah.
time for murder.
I hope you're
Heard
ready.
that. I heard that shit.
That was a very abrupt cue of like wind in the soundtrack. That was like a stealth mechanic. I remember the game saying it's
Yeah, if you move while the wind is blowing, enemies have a harder time. Ah, fuck! You son of a beach! Come back here. I'm just losing so much health to these guys. They suck. They suck. I hate them. You miss me. It's the important thing. Anyway. What was I saying? Yeah, the wind. It allows you to not be detected as easily while it's blowing. But it's not something that I use terribly a lot.
Yeah. Also, regarding the natives thing in chat, I think the issue is with, like,
there it is.
natives as a proper noun.
Dreaming.
Because I kind of get that it's a little reductive. Because I know a lot of the work that I do with, like, 2SER, like, First Nations is the term that we're supposed to use. Like, it would be correct to say that the First Nations were the natives of the land, but it would be incorrect, for example, to say that natives, proper first person, sorry, proper noun, it were anything, just because it's reductive in the way that it looks at their, like, culture.
Sure. Yeah. It's like when you say they're the Africans, where like you're correct in that they live in Africa, but there's like so many like countries in Africa, right? Like, and I don't fucking know what they're all called, so it doesn't help me any more than it helps anyone else. But it is reductive, and it's good to be like aware of that.
Yeah. It's the same with like a lot of, I guess, names that are off limits. Same with like.
Words that we're not allowed to say on the internet, yes?
Well,
like
no,
what?
but like, you know, for example, with like mental health, for example.
I know.
There's a lot of mental health stuff where like, if you're using it to just be like, oh, you, this person.
Yeah, like put them down and...
It's a completely different issue as like a proper noun as opposed to an accurate descriptor. Which is why I'm always fine to tolerate that sort of stuff.
For sure.
Like, if you fuck it up, just correct oneself.
Apologize, correct... redirect your path through life. This is bad. We're gonna die here. Ah! I do have bombs though. Oh! Got nice. Him.
Good shot.
Thank you. I genuinely was. I will take that. Yeah. I know, it's just one of those things, I guess. Like, I'm very self-conscious about the words that I use and, like, just racism in general. It's why I had such a hard time playing the Oberdin. If you all remember, I was like, fuck. I don't want to identify people by, like, their accents and the way they look. I hate this. It caused me no end of grief. Right, I'm going to go back and get some health, because I'm going to die otherwise. Is that health? No, it's just regular loot. But, you know, it's just one of those things, I guess. And obviously, we're not, like, super hot.
Rip.
Super
Rip.
hot. Super hot. Super hot. Okay. Well, that sucked. Well, I tried. I tried not to get murdered. I almost succeeded. But yeah, like, I guess just that the conversation, that sort of stuff is also harder when you, like, have an internet presence and that sort of stuff as well. Or really any kind of... you can hear the crackle of the flames on their bodies. It's kind of cool, but also really, like, awful. We're just going to be really, like, aggressive and abusive about this water barrel situation, I think, because... Go down.
I wouldn't say that's brought the mood down so much as that Ben's just trying way too hard to focus on.
I am. I'm trying to focus on murdering these guys. The game has suddenly gotten a lot like harder.
Yeah.
Felix, you're the one who's supposed to talk when I'm playing.
It's true. It's true.
Fucking talk. What are you doing? What's happening in your life? What do you want to talk about?
I just finished reading How Done It by the Detection Club and What Main Hole by Martin Edwards.
Is it any good?
How Done It was really fun.
Okay.
It's just like a series of essays and advice on how to write detective fiction by 90 living members of the Detection Club for the club's 90th anniversary.
Okay, that's cool.
And then Mort Main Hall is Martin Edwards' latest Golden Age style murder mystery.
Cool.
Follows Rachel Savanake, and it's kind of a I don't want to.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of like a correct single descriptor for for what the novel does, but essentially as a Golden Age style murder mystery, it spends most of the novel not actually letting you know what the mystery is.
Ooh, that's exciting. It's like rules of backyard cricket, sort of.
A little bit.
In a sense.
Except that, like, rules of backyard cricket was more of a, like, you know, just crime.
There's multiple mysteries. It's like a proper, like a, you know, like intended to be a murder mystery.
Yeah, no, like it is a proper Golden Age murder mystery. But there's a lot of questions to answer.
Antagonist, 300 out of 1,000. Anyway, continue? Yeah?
Yeah, it just takes a long time for it to actually get around to what the novel is about, which is kind of fun. That's going to be this weekend's Death of the Reader interview. I'm speaking with Martin Edwards.
Tune in to hear Flex talk about stuff that actually matters.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Talking with Martin Edwards about his book, How Done It, as well, and a little bit about Agatha Christie and why she has endured.
That's cool. Why she has endured.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I will say, like, I guess if you're trying to solve it in the conventional sense, it can be a little irritating. But at the same time, it also means that the mystery doesn't get in the way of the characterization when it's meant to be there.
Yeah.
And one fun thing that I'm going to talk about on the show that Martin did with this book is that at the end of the book, there's a clue finder. To go back, and it has page references for where
the clues are.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I wish that was in more books, honestly.
Well, the thing is, it actually is, but somehow we've managed to not cover a single one of them on the show.
Really?
Yeah, there's, like, even Knox used to do that.
Because I was going to say that the book with the 10, Since He Gets Father Knox.
Yeah.
Had something like that where it would, tell you the solution to the 10 stories and also which law had been broken, that sort of thing. But like a normal-ish murder mystery, I don't think we've read one that has that.
Yeah.
You found a couple, though? You found some we should cover on the show,
Well,
maybe?
there's a heap of them. Like, Knox did them, Chesterton did them. I forget the guy that Martin said was the first to do it, but he was an early member of the Detection Club. But essentially, it kind of came about
Get out of here.
Because of the way
Boom.
that a lot of the answer sections in murder mysteries can feel very pretentious.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was like an alternative approach to that. So there's a bunch of them that did it, but it hasn't really been a thing since about the 1960s, and even then it had already well and truly dropped in popularity by then.
Right, that's interesting. I wonder why it like dropped. Just with like the decline of murder mysteries as a
Definitely.
I don't know what to call it. In general. You know what I mean? It's like a brain thing as opposed to a crime thriller thing. Got him.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, another thing that's kind of interesting is, like, if you look through history at, like, when murder mystery has been popular, there's, like, very particular moments in, like, political history that it goes along with.
I mean, it's the same as any other genre, like zombie fiction in particular is, like, the biggest example of this, where, like, whenever shit gets really bad in the world, they're like, all right, time to bring out the zombies again, like, time to just have fun, talk about dumb zombie stuff. But yeah, it's that ebb and flow, right?
But it's also specifically like what types of things are wrong in the world, because I feel like zombie films tend to go along with like, consumerism and
absolutely, yeah,
like, I guess less impactful city-centered social unrest. Whereas like murder mystery fiction actually historically goes along with rampant rises in nationalism. Because like there's the Golden Age in Europe, there's the 1940s and 1980s in Japan, there's now in the West.
Absolutely.
Then France in the like 1860s as well.
Nah, totally.
It's kind of really fun, like, following how genres have those evolutions like that.
It is interesting then, comparing, like, the rise in nationalism, like, tendencies in societies with, like, the countries that have very prolific or very, like, even progressive, like, murder mystery trends. Like, like, there's a lot of it in Britain and Japan in particular, which I think is interesting.
Well, it's interesting because, like, when they because a lot of, like, authors throughout history, I guess just creatives in general, tend to be, like, socially progressive. But socially progressive isn't, like, necessarily exclusive from some aspects of the nationalism that tends to accompany murder mystery. Like,
for sure,
a lot of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's work was very, uppity the British. Like, he's very definitely not a progressive. But, like, God... Rex Stout, for example. He was like the
Yes.
tail end
Our
of that
favorite boy.
era.
What's happening?
You know, he had very socially progressive stuff, but also was very just American of the era, which was really interesting. There's a nice kind of balance there, both in authors challenging and like entertaining certain ideals.
Chaplin.
G.K. Chesterton is
Shout out to Chesterton.
always probably the one that I...
We really do need to do one of his books.
We do need to do
like
Chesterton.
I feel like we've been always just a little bit away. Can I tell you actually? This is kind of news, I guess, to you all out there. But I have a coworker of mine who listens to the show, and I have to tell you,
Not this show. The other show.
the
Definitely
DOTR show. He doesn't know about the YouTube channel. But I literally was in work today, and he said, "Oh yeah, I meant to mention like." Thank God you guys are out of Japan. Like, you guys have been there forever, and I'm so glad to hear that you're not there anymore. And I'm like, I guess.
Bro, I literally did, like... What? I read 15 non-Japanese novels alongside our Japanese stories, specifically for that kind of listener.
For sure.
Unbelievable.
It was just funny that he...
File my complaint with him, please.
I have enough complaints with him already. Like, he's... Anyway, I don't want to like badmouth listeners, but it's just funny seeing like what he attaches to. Like, he's the guy who, when he heard our ranking of where we'd put the different Sherlock Holmes adaptations, we were like, "Man, the BBC Sherlock is so terrible."
Yeah.
He was like, "What are you talking about? You have to finish all 4 seasons before you will understand how great it is."
I did.
You know what my favorite part of this video is going to be? Looking back and seeing all the times that I laugh. Like, I go like this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this guy's... What are you doing? Stop that! Thank you! Anyway.
It was actually something I've spoken about with, like, a bunch of people I on good terms with who do, like, crime fiction podcasts.
Oh, not the laughing. Okay.
Is how, like, so many classical crime fiction fans are just the most gatekeeping, obnoxious people. Like, if you are talking about the types of stories they love, they are absolutely lovable and wonderful to chat to, but the second you're, like, even vaguely differing in opinion, they're like, well, actually, you should read my 18,000-word essay on why this Agatha Christie book is not what everyone thinks it is.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, whilst I appreciate your input, I am not reading your essay.
No, I definitely wouldn't read an essay about it. I'm happy to have a chat about it. That's fine by me. That's nice and courteous, but the second it turns into please read these articles and such and so forth, I'm like, I'm done.
Did you ever cover Edgar Allan Poe? Yes, we did.
Yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed those books.
In fact, we covered Edgar Allan Poe at exactly the same time that Ryukishi first mentioned him in Higurashi.
It's true. It was great. Well, as we were reading it.
As we were reading it.
I should hit the bell. What am I doing?
We did the early cases of Akeshi Kogoro at the end of last year.
How long have we been going for?
About 2 hours.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to keep going for a little bit longer. I'm enjoying just kind of... I'm enjoying playing something that I don't have to really solve. Something that I can just kind of chill out with.
I think it was The Ghost, The Black Hand Gang, The Murder on D Hill.
Yeah, that was the first one. And there was
I forget what the last one was.
It was the midget one.
The dwarf. yeah.
Sorry. I shouldn't... censor me. Yeah, no, the dwarf. That's
Ben, I don't like playing Oprah Din because...
This is why I don't like doing stuff on stream. Because I say stupid shit. And then the internet comes for me. They're like, now we know.
It's true, actually. Ben and I have a library of things that we cut because it was really dumb of us to say.
It's mostly me. It's
mostly Ben.
Making really great jokes that we should never let anybody know about. There's loot over there.
I was gonna say, like, if either of us ever got frustrated with each other, we'd both have ammunition. But really, it's just me.
It's really just you.
It's really
you
just
have all
me.
the ammunition. I have sticks and stones and on fire engines. All right, here we go. What was I doing? There was loot. I saw it. I need a spade for it. I need the spade. I don't think I get that till the next area. There's one scene in particular I want to like get to. I think it's in the next zone. It's a really cool like set piece that I kind of want to just show off. All right, let's go find some shadows. Should be plenty of them.
So how many of these areas are there through this game?
I don't remember. I want to say like 5 or 6. Like, this is only like a 6-hour long game. It's not super long. I want to say like 5 different locations tops. But there's the outpost. There's a big town. There's, I think, an Indian camp. Native American camp.
First Nations camp, Ben. Come on.
There's a First Nations camp. I don't think it's called that, though. Oh, for fuck's sake, there's a lot of these guys. Alright, I better get my bow out. This is a problem. This is a problem for me.
Believe in the dream.
There's a problem. Trying to get to this guy or lady or other up here. I just gotta get there.
Average guy's trying to tell you to speedrun the game. You gotta beat 30
I can't speedrun. I'm not a speedrunner. I don't have it in my bones. So fuck it, let's just do that.
Ben's too busy circle strafing.
They're attacking us in sync. It's true. It is my signature move after all. I really need to get a better longbow or crossbow.
Or both.
Yeah.
One in each hand. You'll wield them.
I don't think I can do that, unfortunately. I'm not that cool. But I definitely need to get some kind of weapon that I can recover the ammunition of that is not quite so terrible. Alright, here we go. Let's get this guy. Howdy! I have lost my way. The sound of the bell will get you. Alright, let's get all these guys, all these wraiths. There's one up top. There's one down south and to the left there, in this direction. Let's go for it.
Probably.
Why is it so... Oh my god. I had a moment. I was like, why is it so dark? Have I fallen in the pit?
I hope so.
I hope not. Slow run. This is the average run right now. That's what this is. This is the... I generally remember this game.
Is there any game that you ever have, like, taught yourself the speedrun mechanics for?
Probably? I don't know off the top of my head. I have to think about it. No! I'm so close to Venom. I'm so close to Venom. I don't know. I'm sure there has been a game that I mean, there've been really hard games that I've, like, forced myself to play that involve, like, time trials and stuff, but I don't know about, like, a proper speedrun, you know? I don't feel like I've done that ever. The way that I usually play games is just to do as much in them as possible. Like, I much more value, like, 100% runs than speedruns.
Yeah.
I like taking my time with games and, like, exploring them and stuff. That's just how I kind of approach video games. That said, in Red Alert 2, I would always try and get below the par time by using terrible cheese strats.
There it is.
That wasn't, what? There's what?
That was finally an answer to the question. You were scouting it.
I don't know that I ever really speed around it though. Oh yeah, sound some blood. So this is one thing that I do kind of like about this game. Like, there is a lot of back and forth going from clues to the person to the other person to the clues. But if you just walk around the map and find all the clues, you can just present them all at once to a character. Be like, I found all the clues already.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done now. So we should get some health. Health! Right, here we go. Then I got to this guy up here. I think I know what that is. In fact, we should go to this watch post over here first. So let's just follow the road. Do you speedrun? Do you speedrun anything?
No, I tend to, like, I'll take a look once I've, like, gone through a game once, or, like, once I've played through it a bunch.
Yeah.
And look up, like, what the speedruns are, and just see if there's anything fun there.
Yeah, like in Zelda Breath of the Wild, where you just learned every trick there was. You're like, fuck it.
That's because I didn't have as much time to play it, because you weren't over as often.
It's true. I mean, we're still playing that game,
We are still going.
We're still going
The
and
other
going
one that
and
comes
going
to
and
mind
going.
is I played through the Talos Principle.
Yeah.
And while we were playing it, the friends that I was playing that for, they were backseating me for once.
Yeah, nice.
Were basically like, oh, yeah, this game looks like it would have an extremely broken physics engine for a speedrun. So once we finished playing it, we looked up the speedruns and figured out how to do a bunch of the tricks, and holy crap, you can send yourself flying in that game.
Oh, do you mean this game? Could I complete this game with no fighting? Potentially? I don't know why you'd want to, though. That seems like you'd kind of defeat the point of, like... There are a couple of points you have to fight, actually, because the towns in this game... Like, the towns in this game you have to unlock by, like, defeating all the wayward spirits there. I keep hitting Q. So, yeah, you do have to fight. Although it's not, like, required. Like, there is no XP system. Not even a hidden one. There's not even, like, a hidden tracker of, like... I mean, there is the achievement, but other than that, there isn't, like, you get levels and get skill points. You get loot for killing enemies, but you often expend just as much resources as you gain. So, you know... You get through a lot of this game without fighting, just by stealthing around and collecting loot and stuff, but I don't see why you want to. Talking It's also like a big, just part of the fun of the game is like trying to get bigger weapons and fucking shit up, you know?
Yeah, like, whilst you definitely could probably achieve something in this game, at least as far as I can tell by not fighting anything, there would also be a lot better games to try and do a pacifist run in than this.
Well, like, I mean, you guys saw earlier on there was the Spanish camp with the 4 soldiers in it, and I contemplated, you know, maybe trying to sneak my way in there, grab the chest, and leave. But there were other loot items in there, so trying to get in there and get what I wanted and leave would have probably been more trouble than it was worth. So I ended up just fighting. It's also just more exciting to do that. The combat system isn't super robust, but it's enjoyable, you know? Like, it's a fun time.
You've been trying to get into DDR, as in Dance Dance Revolution, G-Chan.
Good luck.
I back it. I back it. I believe in the DDR.
Just blood.
Listen, secret Dracono lore here. I'm terrible at dancing.
Firewood.
At least in my own opinion.
It's true,
but I can crush dancing games.
It's true, he can fake dance if he wants to.
That's right.
He can't real dance.
That said, I refuse to hold the bar. I refuse to hold the bar on a DDR machine.
What do you mean hold the bar?
You know,
I don't know what that means.
People who like lean back on the bar and just go for the super high scores.
Oh.
No, if you're gonna play a dancing game, actually dance. Like, come on.
Well, I think it's about time. You get the crossbow. What's the difference here? The range is moderate. The speed is slow. The deflect chance is lower. It's stealthy. The question is, like, I could also go for the quality musket. Oh, I hate this. I hate this game.
I don't have a problem, G-Chan, with people using the bar. I just personally find it boring because doing the dancing is part of the fun. If I wanted to mash buttons, I'd mash buttons.
Alright, we're going for the crossbow, and we're gonna sell the thing, and we get the crossbow quiver. It's gonna happen. Fuck you, longbow. Nobody likes you. We just need 20 more silver doubloons, and then we have enough for our our increased ammo capacity for our crossbow. Okay, let's go talk to a ghost. Who likes mashing buttons?
I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with mashing buttons. I'm just saying I wouldn't play DDR to mash buttons.
Well, that's how I play fighting games, so I don't judge. Where did you last see the captain? He went to get the firewood. We found a clue about that already.
That we did.
So see now, since we've like been everywhere and gathered all the physical clues, we can just interrogate the shit out of this ghost.
Yeah.
So he mentioned the firewood. There was a dented helmet near the firewood. It's the captain's. I found a scene of violence, and the savages killed him. Apparently. I also found this wood carving. I was whittling it to pass the time. I was anxious, wondering whether the captain would return. It was like coming back. I found a deerskin shoe near a scene of violence. I murdered Indian girl. This is inappropriate. She was naked except for one shoe. I didn't like the way she was staring at me, so I ran away. I don't like where that scene's going, but we push on. So we could probably talk to some characters in these locations now. Now that we've uncovered the fact that this man was getting annoyed at a girl who only wore one shoe.
Which DDR machine has the Go opening on it, G-Chan?
What? Is that a real thing? That's
apparently.
Terrible. I mean, there's a lot of Higurashi stuff that's on
Time
DDR
to field
machines,
trip up to Brisbane, bro. We gotta play some DDR.
It's true. I was gonna say, G-Chan, that's the way you can bait us up there. Create the most happening, poppin' DDR pad you can, or find one, and then that's where we'll meet you. And we won't leave that building unless you do, and like until you do. We will never leave that building. That's our meeting place. You have to bring us food and stuff. Unless they sell food there.
And then
in which
Ben
case,
gets addicted and buys his own DDR machine, puts it in his house.
I buy the building, and that's how we get back home. We fly the building back home with me inside it.
That's a very different direction to where I was going.
No, I took it in a crazy direction. You got to deal with it now. You got to yes and that shit. That's how we do in improv land. Like, where the fuck is the captain? Is he not here? No. To be like, I was hit by you when you killed me. That's what they usually say. That's right, let's go to the other body and see if there's anything there. Otherwise, I'll have to fucking listen through the darkness to progress this scene. People do buy arcade machines. They do. Because they're like collector's items and like they're gonna go and get thrown in a landfill and shit.
Listen, if I had money to buy, I would buy a few arcade machines.
I would not. Oh, actually, Love Jungle, or whatever the hell it's called.
No idea.
It's a 2-player like shooty game, and the idea is that if you are shooting the same target at the same time, your love meter fills because you're like a couple, like you're a little girl and boy who's like gonna fall in love and stuff on this jungle tour. What the fuck was that?
It's the physics glitch.
It was great. Whatever it was great. But yeah, like the more, how do I end up going up this way? Oh my god!
Learn to use the compass.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to talk about Jungle Love or Rumble Jungle, or whatever the fuck it's called. But yeah, if you shoot the same target at the same time, like sync up your shots or quick time events and stuff, then you get a better ending as the game goes on. You like get more in sync, you get bonuses and stuff. It's great, and you fight like giant mutant bugs and lizards and alligators and things. It's very weird, and I loved it. It's good stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Where am I? Here we go. Here's the loot. Alright, let's get this loot. I can't get that loot. That loot is ungettable.
Shovel when? Can't you just use bombs on that sort of loot?
No, you can't. You gotta get a spade, I believe. The chest is empty.
Oh no!
Is that a... I'm worried about that, actually.
Is it a trap?
I don't think so. But I had a moment. I was like, what if this is a trap? Then what? Okay. Be careful that there. I can hear the shade. Here it comes. It's over this way. I should really just use the listen mechanic more. What the fuck was... Did you hear that?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Get him. Come back here. I think I missed him. I should have... That's okay. So those guys they'll run away from you if you get too close to them. So we'll have to come back and find them again if we want to get their loot. They usually have pretty good loot, so they're pretty worth chasing. Anyway, let's go talk to this shadow boy. Oh!
Whoa!
Well, that was close. So they had this high-powered crossbow here. Who are you? Shadow? An unadorned, inexpensive-looking sheath for a large knife. Maybe that's the girl's knife. Maybe she stabbed him. That's probably right. There you go. There's also a shadow up at this the hilltop camp, apparently. Something. Let's have a look. Heck it.
Listen, if you actually learn to be a no-bar DDR player, G-Chan, you will be better than me immediately.
Maybe not.
I'm very good at picking them up. Terrible at getting good at them.
Good at flailing around like a crazy person. I don't know. I don't think I've ever played DDR. Maybe once and just was like, this is terrible. I'm very bad at this. Hand, foot, eye coordination is not my strong suit, as they say.
I do not think the enemies can come to you if you're talking to people.
I don't know. I don't think that they would put you in a situation where they can spawn in, you know, like, I don't think it's that they couldn't attack you if you like lured them towards an NPC, but they just wouldn't spawn near a guy, you know? Oh, it's the camp, isn't it? Let's go to the camp then. The post, the sentry post. So we're gonna give him the knife sheath. Here you go. I remember watching Isaac Cantrill draw his knife. He had to go pin the ground. Yep. Okay, and then he stabbed her. He stabbed her so hard I heard the blade scrape the rocks under her. There's a gruesome detail. Why did he do that? I don't know.
I mean, listen, G-Chan, one of the advantages of playing no bar is that if you learn the dances without the bar, then you can do them anyway. And then you can do exercise while practicing your DDR.
Dance if you want to. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Okay. What just happened there?
I have absolutely no clue.
I went to hit the reload button and I hit the melee button is what happened there. Huh! You can dance if you want to. You can leave your...
Do these enemies have, like, different accuracy ratings?
No, I just jumping. Jumping seems to throw them off. They tend to lead the target, but if you jump, that fucking destroys their ability to track you.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I can kill them with a snake shot. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, hello. Hey! So the closer they are, the faster the thing hits you, so... That trick isn't going to work quite so well if they're right in front of you. I'm worried about things. Alright, let's go here. To the thing. Where am I going? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Oh, hello! Who's this? George Corsi. This is the guy that stabbed the Indian girl. The First Nation girl. Was your head taken from you? I shall seek to return it for you. Okay, we gotta find that thief now and go kill him.
Oh no.
Pretty much. Alright, let's go fight a thief. That should be fine. Let's go sneak up on them. We're gonna make sure that we hit them right in the skull face. Because that's how you kill them. With certainty. As opposed to... Oh, it's got a curse on it. That chest there has a demon curse on it.
Now that's a trapped chest.
Yeah, it is a trapped chest. It's not quite a mimic, but it's not great. Shit. I've fucking turned myself around so many times. Okay, hold on. I should not have done that. Oh well. Here we go. I just used a 50 health pot when I was at 94 out of 100 health, which was very stupid of me. On the plus side, I do have a bomb. That was pretty good timing.
That was alright. I enjoyed it.
I'm having a hard time hitting this guy now, but I think I'll be okay.
Where is it completion percent-wise?
I don't know.
Probably 30%. Based on what you said earlier.
Maybe. Who knows? Look, there are achievements that we could use to track this shit, but I don't care that much. I'm just kind of pottering through, doing what I can, getting... Oh, a third water skin! Yes!
Nice.
Yay. We'll die, like, 30% less or something. It's nice. Yeah, I don't know. There's probably some stats somewhere I could look up, but I don't know off the top of my head. Let's go find that thief, because they're a... I thought that was a loot. It was nothing. It was fucking nothing.
Unacceptable, honestly.
That's unfortunate.
Quite frankly.
Yeah, quite frankly.
How would you feel if you got to the end of your murder mystery book and your author didn't include a candy bar at the back of the book for you?
I feel pretty sad. I feel cheated, honestly. Like, what's the point of even buying a book if you don't get a fucking candy bar out of it?
These are all excellent questions.
That's the whole point. You get to the end and you go, I solved it, and they give you a lollipop. They're like, you did it, good job. You know, satisfaction of a job well done, that doesn't cut it.
Are we just going to keep having streams every week or what? Yes, question mark.
Yeah. Like, as much as we can, I'd like to just stream stupid games like this and just have a good time. You know what I realized? The thief that showed up when I talked to the shadow is probably the same thief that escaped earlier.
We're probably gonna try vary the stream time up a bit just so we can let some other people show up live for it.
Yeah.
But at least for the immediate present tense.
Right, well, I don't know who this guy is.
I've got a couple of contracts that are keeping me locked to Friday afternoons.
You're not wrong. It's alright.
I mean, what do you want me to call them? I'm doing contract work.
I agree with you. I totally understand it. I just thought it was funny. The way that you said it, like, I have contracts. Yes. You don't even understand.
I have targets I must hunt down.
Many important people that I speak with. There you are! Hello.
How did you miss them?
Why did they kill the captain? Why do they blame him? He never touched the girls. This knife sheath yours. So now we're getting into the First Nations colonial dichotomy now. You are Isaac Cantrell. Killed an Indian girl. Captain swore he'd hang my man. Any man that ravished a savage woman, she would have told someone what was done to her. Yep, we're just gonna move along from this. I remember a savage showing me a finger with a ring on it. It's the captain's ring, so I asked why he killed him. He says, revenge for his sister. I told him the captain never touched her. It was me. Next thing I knew, I was on the ground. He was plunging his knife down again and again. So yeah, a really awful, horrible situation with these characters. Content-wise, not super fun, but we're learning that the situation with these, two factions, as it were, as two peoples, is that they can't really tell one from the other a lot of the time. It's a whole thing. Why me? Why not Isaac? Oh God, she was trying to say something, but all that came out of her mouth was bubbles. I didn't like the way she was staring at me, so I ran away. Richard Wilkinson was killed in retaliation for what was done to her. Yeah, he told them he would find the culprit himself and see him hanged. But obviously that didn't end up happening. Let's see. Can we talk to the captain now? Because that would be lovely. Shan, you need to write a fan fiction murder mystery with the two of us. And Sean Britton.
And it must be appropriate for children.
Yeah, it needs... That's it.
Murder excluded. It can contain murder.
Murder is PG at best. Okay, let's be real. You got murder in a film, you just gotta make it a really comic defeat death. You know, like falling off Big Ben or something, you know? Like getting eaten by alligators. Perfectly... Hello?
It's another skull of the same design.
Hello! That was a good thing I spotted that guy. Hey! Yeah, I do like the sound designs in this game. Oh my god!
What just
he was
happened?
Doing a little skeleton
That's what happens
dance.
when you compliment the game. It fights back.
It's like, thank you! And what he was doing, he was waving at me like, thank you very much! Oh my god. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff over here. What's this? What am I looking at? Oh, this doesn't look good.
Yeah, this looks cursed as fuck.
Okay, well. A musket ramrod is embedded in the tree. Someone must have failed to remove it from the barrel before firing. It's so fun. Dug up a splintered arrow with fletching in the Indian style. Now, I will point out, the fact this is Indian in the neutral text is a little annoying to me. That is... I don't know that I will defend that.
Yeah.
But yeah, a battle was fought here. There were arrows. There were musket shots. Some kind of hill over here that I'm going to check out real quick. Let's see what's going on.
I didn't know that Spooky Scary Skeletons was notorious for copy strikes.
Is it? Oh, God.
I mean, I'm sure it'd get claimed, but I...
Here it is. It's a chest. Loot!
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm not... Why? It's like off the map. Look at this one up here at the top left. It's like off the damn map.
You gotta get hopping. Get hopping.
Hop. 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 That's very slow. Let's not do that. Okay. Well, now that I have my crossbow, which is a nice sort of medium between the stealthiness of the longbow and the power of the musket and the pistol, I feel much better about this. Actually, how much damage does it do? 75 versus 110 versus 75. So yeah, it's just like strictly better than the musket, which is handy for me.
Good.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, I've gone the wrong way again. Why do I keep managing this? This is why you shouldn't put me in charge of these games.
What do you mean? This would be so much worse if I was in charge. There's a chest straight in front of you. Oh no, that's our... No, yeah, no, that's the one. That's the one.
It is.
We got it.
What do we get from that? Ooh, a charm of soldiery. It's only crude though, which isn't that exciting.
Isn't that the same one we got at the start of the game?
Yeah. So it's fine. On the plus side, we can sell these for quite a lot. Like even the basic charm is 150 coin. So, but you can imagine you could kind of build, like we could have 2 of these. We have 2 charms of soldiery if you wanted to, and dump the move. I mean, I like moving faster just because it lets us complete the game quicker. So, no, I don't really tend to use melee attacks, so I think we'll just get rid of that and just take the soldiery charm.
Does scrapping it sell it?
Yes.
Okay.
You lose it, but you turn it into coin. It's not quite as cruel as I might imagine. Alright, let's see who we're supposed to talk to next, because we gotta talk to someone.
It's me. You have to talk to me.
Hello, how are you? I found a battleground. It was like a fighting ghost! You wanna voice some of his characters?
I don't know.
Well, like fighting ghosts! The savages would rise up out of the great fire of arrows and then disappear before you could even aim. This ramrod was stuck in a stupid tree. I was loading when one of them booped up right in front of me. I didn't think I just shot the damn thing. Then I was fucking dead.
That's exactly what it said. Word for word.
He wasn't actually dead. He was just dying. But he'll be dead soon in the story.
Why are we solving this in the first place?
Because that's our job. That's our job. Well, it's a mystery, right?
Congratulations.
Like, we don't know who we are. We're just here. This ability to like speak to the dead, and we might as well use it, right? I do think that that's actually like a legitimate criticism against this game. That it doesn't really give you a personal stake.
No.
Like, there isn't even a mysterious opening cutscene that kind of implies that you have something to do with what's happening here. You're just here, and there's a weird, mysterious lady who's kind of compelling.
Like, there is some level of appreciation I can have for the confidence that it might take to, like, you know, let the natural curiosity of the world you've built up be enough to coax the player through.
In a sense, so that there's not enough of a world here. Like, there's the spirit stuff and the enemies, and like, there's a lot of intriguing stuff here in the way the characters die, but like, it's not a fantasy world, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's still, I'm just walking through the woods, you know? I'm not doing anything particularly exciting right now in terms of like world building. And the other thing, of course, is that I wonder whether you get more out of this game by being an expert on American like colonial history or knowing nothing, because a lot of the stuff we've learned is just like muskets have ramrods in them and like chaplains exist. Like, I don't feel like we've like learned a lot about the time period, even though it is very like prevalent in the storytelling.
Well, yeah, that's one of the differences with like the way that Obra Dinn did all of this.
Very upfront.
Even though we were talking about how, like, you know, it can be a little uncomfortable doing the stereotyping. At the same time, there's the other side of it where we get to see, like, you know, what the uniforms were, what people wore, like the types of people that you'd find on this ship, why they might be there.
As we've said, you know, the Obra Dinn like uses its core mechanic of figuring out who people are to encourage you to dive into its world and the historical aspects of its world, like more thoroughly and deeply. This is the captain. You sent these soldiers under your command. They died because of me. You sent them out of the fort. So the Englishmen shouldn't cower behind walls. It's a bad, like, big budget movie decision.
Not even English. Come on.
You're Captain Wilkinson. Yeah, that's what happened to you. I felt myself screaming, but I heard nothing. So much pain I couldn't breathe. One of the savages opened my visor, leering at me, holding something up so I could see it. It was a hand. It wore my ring. I realized I was screaming again. I was sinking into darkness. I let it go. This is what I deserved. You called Samuel Mallet a coward. I saw him on the ground. I thought he'd thrown himself down in fear. I apologized afterward. He said their blood was on my hand.
Blood was on my hands.
Yes, he said it should have been my blood. So interesting that the two ghosts, again, like they have different remembrances of the moment.
Yeah.
That the other ghost doesn't remember that the captain apologized. He just remembers like the rage and like the injustice of the captain, like telling him to stand up and fight, whereas the captain himself is like, we're supposed to empathize with him because that detail has been kind of missed, that he apologized afterwards. All right, let's keep going. You told him you should have spilled his blood instead, and I made certain that it was. I remember I was whittling it, the wooden carving that is, to pass the time. I was anxious whether he would return after I told those savages that it was the captain that raped and killed the girl. He was late coming back. So now we know that this idiot, you know, ate his way with a girl, and then when the people came to get revenge on him, he said, I'll find who did it, and told the Indians that it was the captain, but it definitely wasn't, so everybody got killed by them. Is that the investigation over? I think it might be. There we go. We've learned everything we can. So let's see if we go back to regular world times. That's stupid.
Where is the bell?
Where's the stupid bell? There it is. It's just got that sheen to it and a little like ring around it. It's very cool. There she is. I figured she'd show up. How you going? I remember we stayed at this fort for a couple of days. The men stationed here were grim and sullen. My mother told my sister and I not to go out alone. I was glad to leave. But where did you go? Alright, let's give us some gifts. Okay, here we go. We found a bunch of stuff. This black pearl. Why are you giving it to me?
It's definitely could be bartered.
That's very practical. Then it is a very practical gift. How about this coin pouch? Why are we giving it to her? Is it useful for storing stuff? Or should she spend the money? Or will it entertain her?
I mean, she wouldn't know what England is. We gotta go with the first one.
Okay, it's useful for storing small items. It would be wasteful to discard it. And this shoe that belonged to the Indian girl that Isaac Cantrell killed. Why are we giving it to her? There are two here that I think make the most sense.
It's such an interesting choice.
It's great. This is one of the few things in the game that I'm just like, these are fantastic. I love the decisions that you can make here.
Yeah.
I feel like either probably.
I'm most interested in what 3 has as a response.
Yeah. All right, let's go for it. Fuck it, let's go. I reckon that is superior to your attempts at humor.
Oh, that's not.
Well, there you go. That was easy to figure out. I don't know. It's not really exposing much.
That's
honestly,
not as nearly as interesting as I was hoping it was going to be.
All right. Well, this crude figure that Samuel Wright carved. It is grotesque. Why are you giving it to me? It reminded. No, not that one.
Well, it's got to be 2.
Yeah, make something with it.
I guess I hadn't really noticed that just like all of the third options were jokey.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like one that's extremely disrespectful, one that is a more practical answer, and then one that is like kind of a dumb joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a Spanish flag. Whatever happened here ended badly for the occupants of this fort. I've learned the fate of a wraith. What did you learn? Sammy Mallard blamed a crime he had participated in on his captain, partly to avenge the needless deaths of his comrades and partly to hide his own guilt. I would think that a man who finds himself regretting his own deeds will be forgiving of the mistakes of others. I suppose that depends on the size of the mistake, but, you know, whatever, that's fine. We're all very philosophical here. How are we doing in terms of money? Pretty good. Let's bump that in there. Let's just get rid of that. So we got $500. We're going to get access to some better stuff when we go to the next area. Let's see if there's any... No, let's just head down the road. Let's just head down the road and get out of here, I think. I think we can leave now. So if we head left and follow this road, we should be able to just leave this area with our brand new crossbow.
Yes, we can, in fact.
Yeah. Where does this take place? I mean, it doesn't say specifically. I think it's supposed to take place in Virginia. Which doesn't mean much to me, but I think I read that somewhere. Like, there is a specific location this is supposed to have taken place in, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. There he is. Yeah, see, now we can kill these guys with one shot pretty reliably, even if it's not a headshot. So that just makes things, like, infinitely easier to deal with. Makes me... I hate that. I hate that I can hear them, but I can't see them. Oh, there he is. Well, I got him in the head, so he died. That's good stuff. Yeah. So, as you can see, like, we went from it being like, oh, it's like one dude at a time, to now you fight a boss. And now I have the crossbow, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll just boop, pop the next guy, throw a bomb. Like, this game has a very kind of rapid progression.
Yeah.
In terms of its difficulty. I can hear it. They swear that Francis Lavender recently accosted them after dark in the woods to the south in search of his arm, which was severed in a raid months ago. It's clearly fiction, of course. Lavender did not survive that wound. Is that something we should do?
I don't know. Someone got haunted?
Well, there is nothing else to the south, so...
Thanks, average guy.
Thanks, average guy.
Much appreciate the $10.
Oh my god, $10! That's more than average. That's spectacular.
That is spectacular.
Thank you. We do appreciate it. It's going to go towards something amazing. I don't know what, but...
Paying off the loss that this channel creates for
That was the funniest thing. I was talking with my new roommates, and they were like, well, at least, like, running a podcast doesn't cost anything. And I was like, like, I don't know that that's true. I don't know that we spend no money on anything. That, like, $400 Rode mic that I have in my room is already a pretty big expense.
Get some good sleep now. Thanks for staying up late with us.
Thanks you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll try have a stream that's more suitable for your time soon, TM.
We'll see if we can do it a little bit earlier in the day. Alright, let's go to Fort St. George and hang out a bit. And see what kind of trouble we can get up to.
I agree.
Yeah. Oh my god. Because your souls...
The game crashed!
No!
The game crashed!
Right up again. We're not stopping there.
After all this time.
We're up to the best bit. Oh, I hope it didn't... I'm so worried. I'm so worried.
I can't believe Average Guy left and killed the game in one
Average Guy, is this your cost? Is this the true cost of your patronage? The death of the game?
The death.
Death of the game. I'm sure there's a way to use that cleverly. Alright, let's get back into this.
That's our spiritual sequel to...
It's our second YouTube channel. Let's hope we don't have to go too far back. I'm hoping it's just gonna let us right in on the next map, but nope. Okay, let's just okay. I think we're good.
I think we're alright.
It's got the west gate unlocked, so we can just leave.
Okay, good.
That was worrisome. Travel to next area.
Here we go. Crash again. Here it comes.
Please don't, game. Please don't do this to me. This is where the game gets like really weird. And by weird, I mean... Oh, no. What is this?
What is this?
I'm going to throw a fit. Well, okay. I mean... On the plus, look, I never said we were going to finish this. I did explicitly say we may just like play a little bit and then never touch this game again. I didn't think that was going to be like literally a problem, but oh god. Let's try. Oh my god. Okay.
It's deceased. All right. Let's fang us the controls. I'm gonna send us over here.
See if you can fix it.
I'm gonna send us over here and let's quickly run this through the old
validation procedure.
Verify integrity of game
files.
Because
I would love to at least get into the fort. One of my favorite scenes is in the fort. It's the place that I usually get up to when I stop playing the game. I get to the fort, I do the scene in the fort, and then I'm like, well, that was fun. But yeah. So what's happening, guys? You guys, look, I know we're all crying over here. We're all done. We're all done with this bullshit. Thank God I still have the crossbow. I agree. That's the main thing. Even if we lose here, even if we cannot continue playing the game, at least I had the crossbow.
All right.
Death of the stream.
Death of the stream.
Hashtag death of the stream.
Well, if you've just joined us, because apparently some people have, according to my analytics, welcome. The game we are playing has just deceased itself.
Welcome to Death of the Stream. Autodesk.
We are playing Betrayer.
That's my recommendation. I take full responsibility for this.
As you should.
I know. You know, we could change the color, actually, while we're here. We could change it.
We might as well.
Let's do that.
Have a look
just to give everybody something different to look at.
Provided the game actually works.
Well, you know. Yeah, so we're going to change the, the color saturation. Just turn it up to full. Fuck it, let's go.
Full? No. Let's keep
At least halfway. It's half the fun, though, being
look at how saturated that already is.
Not saturated enough. It needs to be 100% saturation.
Oh god, you're gonna make me sick.
Oh my god, that's so bright.
You're gonna make me
maybe
sick.
Not.
Yeah.
4. Put a 4.
Okay.
I think 4's good. Yeah, so there's a slider between like 0 and 10 as to how saturated you can make it, and we're on 4 right now, which is already looking pretty saturated, TBH. But look at this. Look at the difference this makes. You can see the flag and everything. What happens
if we go into night like this?
I was about to try that. Let's have a look. Probably nothing. Yeah, it doesn't change anything at nighttime. So the other world still looks the same, but in the real actual world that exists, like color everywhere. Lady's still here. You can see they're like instead of a cloak a little bit more prominently, it's kind of greenish grayish color. What is it? It's a longbow. But this looks quite nice actually. I don't mind this. Nice and green. I heard that.
I've become a big fan of the like hyper desaturated but not like completely black and white look.
Yeah. Oh fudge.
Like less saturated than this would be kind of where I'd
I like this. This is my kind of shit. I don't know. I think that it's all fine. Like it's just your personal taste, I guess.
I mean, there's something interesting to be said, like, especially in, like, the realms of photography for, like, black and white and how you have to compose a shot a certain way.
Yeah.
Like, one of the interesting things about this game that I've kind of noticed in it being black and white is that, yeah, go to bed, average guy. Oh my god. Because the stream crashed doesn't mean you get to skip sleeping. Like... One interesting thing about this game as well is it does have this like very striking aesthetic.
Yeah.
I can't think of a particular like vista in the game that has captured the like structure of a black and white shot particularly well.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing that I notice when I play a lot of modern games. Like Assassin's Creed is the big one. I'm gonna die right now. I just am not even fucking.
Still got 2 health things.
1. Like, a lot of modern games will try to direct you towards their set pieces, and some games even say, like, wow, look at that view over there, isn't that cool? Like, literally in Half-Life 2, Episode 2, there is a character, Alex Vance, who follows you around and says, look at that thing over there, isn't that neat? And, like, it's fine. It's a thing that designers do to make you, like, look at the shit that they make, but, I don't know, I feel like especially in the Ubisoft games... Ubisoft like open world games, it gets very egregious.
Yeah.
Because like that's what an eagle point is. Like the eagle viewpoints from the very first Assassin's Creed game, like started that whole trend. Is they were like, how do we get the players to look at the giant ass city that we made?
Yeah.
Multiple giant cities that we made. They're like, okay, we'll make it so that your fast travel point is a place that you can view the entire city, like district from. And that's made it into every single game, so that, you know, the developers can make you look at their stuff.
Yeah, I mean, one of the games I've spent the longest time playing, Guild Wars 2, like, one of the map completion collectibles is vistas like that.
Yep.
And it's very much used in a similar context, I suppose, to the Assassin's Creed ones.
Viewpoints, or whatever they're called.
Yeah. But I like the way that the devs have done that as, like, just a casual completion thing rather than, like, the obstruction it can be in Assassin's Creed sometimes, at least in the games that I have played.
There's only one point here that I think I haven't looked at, but I'm pretty sure I went to that and it was...
Well, you can change the filter to see what type of thing
You're
it
right.
is.
What is it, though? Buried treasure. Okay, so that I can theoretically get. You're right, I should just turn off buried treasure and just not get rid of those. And I know that I said I was going to 100% this, but, like, there's only one thing left on the map currently, so fuck it. But no, for sure. Like, and I do want to say, like, I don't think that viewpoints and, like, developers coming up with ways to show you the stuff in their game is a bad thing. Like, that's an art in and of itself. Like, lighting is a really easy way to make players look at stuff that's important.
I mean, that was one interesting thing. I forget. I want to say it was a Metro Exodus screenshot that I saw on some social media platform today. I forget which.
Got that ray tracing.
Like, the ray tracing update that the game had, and it was interesting looking at the way that, like, the composition of the shot, like, in terms of 3D space, was exactly the same. But because of the way the lighting had changed, suddenly the, like, dude crawling inside the door was the big focus of the shot rather than, like, the scenery outside. Because, like, it had basically completely overexposed the scenery outside.
Oh, that's not good.
So this is actually down near, like, the battlefield, which is kind of, like, unrecognizable compared to what it was in the...
Bomb! No, you're right. The battlefield isn't sticking out quite as well. Okay.
Like, actually, I'd probably say the battlefield here was one of the kind of, like, more striking visuals that took advantage of the black and white design to, like, show the trees sticking out like white pillars in this kind of dark space during the nighttime.
Well, it looked like a triangle, right? Like with the three white trees looked distinctly like a triangle.
Yeah.
And that obviously draws your eye to the center of the triangle. Because it's like a structured shape. That's the way the human mind kind of works, is that you look for structured shapes and you look to like what is the center point of those shapes. Just kind of naturally where we tend to look, right? And following like arrows and stuff in nature.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have been pointing some stuff out as we've been playing, but that's a really good example of it, the battlefield there.
It's also one thing in, I suppose, like 3D game design that you can do that the real worlds can only kind of luck into in terms of like putting leading lines into the environment.
Get the fuck out of here. Thank you.
Yeah, like, you know, for example, you know, you can have leading lines in terms of like a valley that goes down a place, and that's why like mountains and stuff tend to be so spectacular, because they very naturally focus your eye to particular locations.
For sure. There's a video game that's its gameplay is based off of the principle of like features of the environment and triangulating and doing cartography and stuff, which I thought was quite interesting. I never played it. It's called Miasmata, I believe. And the premise of the game is that you're a scientist, you're like a herbologist, I guess, who, you know, they've got this awful disease and like, how do we fix it? And so you travel further and further into this island, and there's like a creature stalking you that gets like more aggressive the more sick you are, so you have to treat yourself with herbs and stuff. But anyway, but the main kind of feature of the game is that you have to use your binoculars or monocular, I think it is, to like mark locations in the environment, and then use your cartography kit to like triangulate points and fill in the map slowly based on that mechanic. I don't know how to like fully explain it because I haven't played the game myself, but I remember looking and being like, a game based around cartography? That's insane. Like, how would you make that engaging? I think it's probably in the same camp as Betrayal, where it's like very interesting for a while, and then it gets less interesting as it goes on. But it looked cool, you know. I love games like that.
Do you mean Telescope? I don't know. Do we mean Telescope?
I don't know for sure. I think I have to come back here during the night and like deal with that. It's just bell that
I do remember actually there was a character I had in a D&D campaign I was GMing once.
Was I in it?
Oh, Telescope instead of Monocular. I mean, listen, who doesn't want to use the word monocular?
Monocular is a good word. It's technically correct. It is one ocular device.
But I had a character in this D&D campaign I was GMing, and you know the party ran across them in the middle of the forest, and the party had been lost a little bit, and the character was like, "Oh, you know, I'm a cartographer." And the party's like, "Oh, that's great. That means you know your way out of here." And he's like, "Oh, well, you know, I'm not so great at roads and paths. I just figured out a new way to draw trees, so it's easier to, you know, have them on your maps without getting in the way of everything that's there." And the party just was like, "Oh, this is the most horseshit, like, joke GM thing that we've ever encountered. Unbelievable," and just kind of like begrudgingly dragged the character back with them as like through the forest.
Right, here we go.
Good luck.
Thank you. Continue?
Little did they know that I'd actually prepared a lengthy explanation as to why this character would be incredibly useful if they had asked them the right questions.
Well, that tends to be a thing in most D&D games that I want to tell you, in the game that I'm currently running for you, Felix, there have been multiple characters in which I have written in my notes, we'll answer any questions asked. And then what happens is that you guys go, I think this character is lying to us or might be a boss. And I'm like, yeah, they probably are. I attack! And I'm like, okay, sure. I mean...
We haven't done that much.
You did with... You've done it a couple of times. There was one creature in particular. There was a banshee who was like an immortal elf who had seen thousands of years of history. And you guys were like, we're going to murder her. And I was like, okay, it's fine. To be fair, she had trapped you in a soul prison at the time. But like... I don't know. You guys just like attacked her very quickly. As soon as I was like, yeah, she's a monster. You guys were like, okay, attack her.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that they're playing a bunch of evil players and talking to monsters is like a thing that you can do. Anyway, it's fine.
That's alright.
I'm not trying to rag on you. I'm just pointing out.
You're not ragging on me. You're ragging on everyone else in the party. I'm perfect.
I'm ragging on one player in particular, but it's fine. It happens. Alright, well, I've looted everything in this area. I don't know, shall we try and advance again, or should we go back to the previous area?
Can we manually save, just in case?
Let's have a look. Let's see if we can. To the gate. Save and continue.
Yep.
Save. Try going through during the night. Let's see if that has any effect.
D&D stream when?
Never. Not happening. So, that's something I do for fun, and it's stressful enough as it is, so...
No, it's dead.
Again. Well, yeah, so I guess we can either... Just gonna hang out and like clear the other area of Betrayer. We could call the stream there, which we've been going for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy to call.
If the game is broken, there's not much else we can do about
that. I don't know.
that.
I might do some research between now and next week and see if we can fix it. But otherwise, we'll. I don't know. Like I guess we'll play the Sexy Brutale next week, unless something else pops up that we're like really excited for. We also want to. Should we talk about watching things?
Oh yeah, we were planning, because we're doing Dead Little Roosters for Death of the Reader, we might do a watch party for that. Just got to sort out how that's going to work.
Yeah, with a small group of people, that could probably be fine, and no one will come after us, you know? Yeah, sorry, I just looked at my phone to see who'd been messaging me rudely during the stream. It's one of my D&D players about the game, so that's exciting.
It wasn't me, for the record.
It wasn't you, but I bet you could guess who it was. Someone who... will not stop messaging me. It's okay. I appreciate their enthusiasm. But yeah, like I'd be down to do some Dead Little Roosters sometime over the next week, because we have to do an episode on that at some point.
That we do.
Yeah, I mean for Friday, I feel like just sticking to games will be fun. So I'll see if we can get Betrayer working. Otherwise, Sexy Brutale, I think will be next on the list. That'll be fun. It's a nice little puzzle game, and we'll have to see if Felix can blunder his way into a solution. Or 12, however many it is.
12 solutions?
I want to say 10. I think there are 10 like major puzzles in the game.
That's horrifying.
Anyway, you'll see what happens when we get there. When we get to the game.
Alrighty. I guess we'll wrap there. Thank you so much for joining us this week, nerds. We will be back
next time. Yeah.
And
stay tuned for more Death of the Reader.
Terrifying.
Yeah.